Look, all my life has been neglection, so now I pick up the pen and use it as a weapon. Yeah, you can see that I'm affected. People getting killed for nothing but obsession. You need to look at your reflection and decide who you are. Stop acting disconnected. Got mothers killing kids. People kill to live, but I be on the mic, speaking how I live. Every day I wake up, it's another person that's dead, and YouTube has to solve it because the law is failing kids. I'm disgusted at the evil in the end, and if you connect the dots, you'll see the vision in your head. Why do people die as victims to the streets? They wonder why I'm up all night and can't sleep. I'll be the voice for everyone who can't speak. L.E. failed Kylie, and now Sammy is free. AWP did a good deed, and y'all be talking all that shit, but they just do it for free. 16 days for 35 minutes. Y'all try to throw them off and just want to play the victim. Reaching out to YouTube channels for clout. I wouldn't check it. TV, if I money your house. And NSF investigate, stay sending out the hate. Why you mad at Doug and Nick for finding Kylie in the lake? Make it make sense. You're a fake bitch. You were there for money and now you're mad over fake shit. And that's something I can't relate with. Zero emotion from the mom or the statements. All I seen was the devil in her eyes. Tony died, you were fake. I can see it through your lies. Got Sammy on your stream like the FBI. You been grooming little kids. I can see you holding sky. Get your mail calling Ronnie up on that line. Why you lie to the people and say you won't do it live? Santa Fe, yeah, you're looking at your sus. Got an arrow on the ground pointing towards Kylie's truck. And you want to come and up church. I think your butt hurt. You trying to blame the man for your dog but couldn't find the dirt. I guess that's what they mean by the Truckee way. If you step foot in the town, you might die from foul play. And I don't know what to say, but I can feel it through my soul. She didn't drive in that lane. So y'all can try to go convince somebody else, cause I'm not falling for that shit. The autopsy really smells.
See, let me explain what I'm talking about, man. Hey, you know what I'm talking about. The water in his lungs. You don't test for the weight of shit. I guess it is the Truckee way.
You gotta stop doing this.
I mean, I really guess this is Truckee way, man. Kylie Rodney needs justice. Shout out to AWP for being the only real ones in this situation. And that's sad. There's so many people that care. Red Gang family, I'm out.
So many people that care. I can't hear you again.
What's good in the hood, squirrels?
What up? What up?
How you doing, baby?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain.
Me neither. God is
I'm
good.
getting so many things done. I feel so bad that I have not been out here making videos or being present.
I
doing
know.
live. I can't even say not making videos because I am working on videos when I'm here and present.
Yeah, I know.
I got home late. I rushed in 9:30. Me and Phoenix watched the most beautiful fucking sunset today.
Oh, nice.
That I just like. And those are the moments I live for. You know what I mean? Just little moments with him that we can gasp and just be in awe of our planet.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, though, dude. Did you take pictures?
No, I was in the moment, and then I got stuck behind
a
big ass railroad track sign. It's all good. But for real, like I'm gonna start getting out with him because like that's our summer time thing to do. Is like he has his
definitely
2K camera, his rig. We go walk around railroad tracks, go up in the mountains, go hiking, do our shit. And I pull out my camera, like we gonna get it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. Like it's all about that. Like that shit don't come back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No, it doesn't. No, and I love the memories we make. Oh shit, this dude talking.
Yeah, absolutely.
All that.
All right. So
I'm gonna minimize that.
I want to address something.
Thank you, Goslin. Blessings, babe.
I can't see chat, so I'm sorry, guys.
All right, baby.
A lot of I'm out and about.
Well,
sorry, guys. I'm on my potato.
I'm gonna stop sharing my screen so we get good audio. Go for it. Her audio is gonna be a little choppy. She out and about. Stop moving, Lala. We can't hear you. Just let her get to a spot.
We were Shan
Hold
had
on.
a video.
Rewind it all because you just came back in. You were out of audio.
Okay. So
I can't be the one to present this. So as you, I would just do a rewind so we don't jump right into it. I was reached out from Lala and her partner. They had asked me to cover a close family friend of theirs case where he had gone missing, Alex Smith. They scoured and looked for him, and they did find him, and that's where I'm going to let Lala pick up from here.
Yeah, so unfortunately, he's no longer with us. He did take his, unalived himself in North Florida, in Tallahassee, in the national forest up there. I do want to say that mental health is big, guys. Like this is a thing that everybody needs to be aware of. Like
yes.
It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you anything. Like
and don't ever let anybody make fun of you for getting counsel, for getting better, for doing better for yourself ever.
Because there's clearly so many people out there that care about you and love you and want to see you thrive and succeed and be the best you that you can be. And so Alex did send out an email to a select few people. It was a timed email.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And it says so this has been a long time coming, but after a lifetime of poor decisions and mistakes, it has all come to a head, and it's time to pull the plug. No point in keeping a broken machine going. I refuse to go back to homelessness, and I don't have anyone to rely on me anymore. And I just don't have the mental capacity anymore to try to improve things as well. Out of courtesy, I have packed up the remainder of my gear, and then in parentheses it says,
say it again, honey. You cut out. You're roboting.
My gear. Please. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep. Something you started saying something about his gear. I'm sorry.
But oh yeah, so out of courtesy, I packed up the remainder of my gear. I've borrowed a couple things though, and it is all stationed in my living room. To receive my gear, please contact. He said they have the code to my house. So he got in his car and he drove up towards north, and
that's so sad.
He did the unthinkable. That doesn't make him weak. That doesn't make him less of a fucking man. He served our country.
It literally takes a lot for somebody to do that, to get to that point that they think there's no saving them or no, like, and it breaks my heart. It really breaks my heart. And like, this is why I mentor kids. This is why I donate to homeless charities. This is why if I see a homeless person, I don't care what the fuck they're spending that $5 or $10 or $20 that I give them on what. All I want people to do is be happy. And hearing stories like that, it sucks that I don't have a way to reach out to people. Y'all, if you're ever going through something so deep that you feel like you have no outlet, please come talk to me. Email me. Reach out to me. I will listen. That's terrible.
Please, my email is always in the chat.
Like, I just don't understand. We have a mental health system that is supposed to be there to help people. And it is failing people, just like our law enforcement is failing people. Our government, our system that was written for the people is failing the people. Like, there's no reason why this man went and put his life on the line, served his country. There's no reason why he's coming home to his home. And he doesn't even feel like he has one. Like, he feels like he has no outlet, no roof over his head, none of that. And that's like, that's terrible. Like, we have a homeless people situation. Like, we have a lot of issues going on in America.
Correct.
I've been talking to people about this for
I was talking to one of our viewers. One of our viewers did reach out to me about a month ago, and we were talking about some situations that they were going through or whatever. And I said, in the state they were in, they were talking to me about how it was an issue about getting like mental health help. And I was like, okay, hold on, because I listen to a lot of podcasts, I listen to a lot of things. Like, why don't you try that BetterHelp? Like, the people online. Do you know they charge thousands of dollars?
Yeah. Yes.
Like,
I do.
Thousands of dollars for them to start that shit. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah. Like, and the thing of it is like, if you are literally for your country signing off on your life, that if you go out on active duty and you don't make it back, that's what you wanted to do. And I'm sorry, but these people that are coming back active duty to home should be taking care of them and supplying them, those type of people, those people putting their life on the line,
at least
that are going to active duties,
because when they
should not be homeless without mental health, without medical help.
Because when they leave the service, they like check a box where it's like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. Let me get out. You know what I'm saying? Like, they do a briefing on it, and they check a box. Guess what? That box might be checked for the moment, but what about in 6 months? What about in a year? What about 3 years down the road? Fucking check and see if that box is still checked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it sucks that he feels like he didn't have anybody. Like, it's heartbreaking. And that's why, like, you never know who you're going to influence. And that's why I try, like, when I put stuff on my channel, I try to do it in a manner that it's not going to affect somebody's mental health. Sometimes, yes, like the things that I say come across like I don't care. But when it comes to cases of people dying for careless, senseless, or malicious reasons, like, I got a problem with that. And I'm going to say how I feel, and I'm going to tell you guys
something.
Yeah. There's no reason why people are dying.
People in the chat,
unnecessarily.
A lot of people in the chat may know this, but some don't. But I'm going to tell you guys what, Shanda probably cares more than anybody that I've ever met.
I care.
And that includes the people that I'm friends with right now, standing outside in this parking lot that I've been friends with for years. Like, Shanda cares. I talk to her more than I talk to the people that live 5 minutes away from me. So yes, I'm fixing to drop off live only because I'm roboting and I can hear everybody else roboting too.
It's all right, girl.
But I'll be in chat.
My condolences to you and your family. I hope your hubs is healing properly from it. And
I also
it's sad.
I also want to say thank you to everybody that shared that. It is sad. We got to do better for our veterans, and we got to do better for our people, everybody in their mental health, everybody, not just our veterans.
Like, and that's the only thing that I want to see out of my friends, out of my family, is people that are just doing better. It doesn't matter what level your better is or what status you are.
As long as you're better than yesterday.
I just want to see people mentally happy in whatever life that they're living. And no, I can't save everybody. There's some people that do shitty things to you because you are a person.
Right. But be better than you were 10 minutes ago or an hour ago or yesterday.
Yes,
that's all we're asking. Absolutely. We're not asking you to be better than you were fucking, whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I am going to drop off. I am going to put my email in chat.
Yes, please do.
Again, to anybody that wants to reach out, like, I'm here for you. I check my emails usually daily. I don't let them get more than like 100, 150 because it gives me anxiety. But I'm here for you. If you want to talk, whatever you want to do, hit me up. The ones in Discord, absolutely. But I just, again, want to tell you, thank you, Shanda. My husband says thank you. Like,
I wish he wasn't coming home the way that he was, but at least he was found, and
I agree.
There's closure in it.
I agree. I totally agree. But he gives you mad props and just so much love.
It's sad. It's truly sad. And my condolences do go to you, your family, and his family as well.
Thank you so much, love.
I love you, baby. I love you.
I love you too.
Have the most excellent night. Get it, girl.
All right, honey. I'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.
All right, y'all. We're going to move right along. I got to move this over here. I got things that I want to go through. Certain things. I don't know if I'm going to address them. I'm aware of them. I don't know. This, like, all right, I don't even know if I want to show this shit. Like, this is, like, things I don't want to. Actually, I do, because I want to do. Okay. So, around the search and rescue, like, I'm noticing a lot of things that I can't. And I just want to correct. I don't even know if I want to correct misinformations, because they're not my misinformations to correct. However, I have been wanting for a very long time to actually, yes, go back to the beginning. Yes, do things like that. I do also want to touch base on the Ohio missing. So if you want me to discuss and just go in order as I have titled in my thingy, I'm going to kind of move on to the Ohio missing. I have a playlist that I made for it. This epidemic that's happening right now in America, and it's in certain cities, and it should not be happening. And I don't know how people aren't seeing. Like, you can pay attention to trends. You can tell when there's an influx of literal traffic. Kids don't just go missing. Not by the handfuls like this. Not in one small town. So what I'm going to do, because I've made an entire just playlist for it, because these are the main sources to why I'm just like, holy fuck, y'all, like, what is going on? And then I got about halfway through Arctic Fox's video, and I'm just going to share it with y'all. We'll just do kind of like the Ohio missing. You're about to find out, honey. It's a real problem. So my last live that I did on this, I did show this clip of the news, but it was just what the dude was saying. It's literally only 5 minutes long. We could put it on scroll mode and get it. I love you, Kenny. Have a great night, honey. Get some good sleeps. Just so you guys know, I am going to be veering away from using StreamYard. I have figured out a lot of things to do with OBS. I figured out how to get my chat pop up on the screen, all that stuff. And then I will be teaching people how to do that as well. But first, we're going to get into the Ohio missing. There's some people that aren't even aware this is happening right now. But it is. It's very real. And this trend that's happening, the number of people missing, like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, these kids shouldn't go missing at 13, 14, 15 years old. That's not a runaway. I'm sorry, but it's not. 16, 17 years old, you have to pay attention to their footprints, where they've been, who they're hanging out with, because a lot of kids at that age will be like, nah, you know, and dip. But there's kids that are missing, and somebody knows. Somebody knows something. Because many kids don't go missing, and nobody don't know a fucking thing about any of these kids. Don't even know what they look like because they can't even put a fucking picture of them up. No, something's real wrong with that scenario right there. All right, y'all. Let's just get it.
There is something dark and dangerous happening in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yep.
Nearly 30 children have been reported missing in the area over a 2-week span in May. That's right, about 30 kids vanishing over a 2-week span last month.
Yeah, you heard
it's
it.
Frightening.
Mm-hmm. So there's a part here. This guy scrolls through. I did it the other day on a live. He literally scrolls through the amount of kids. Then some of these other videos have. But listen to what this guy got to say here.
Could be run away.
Let's put this right
on
here.
the Reels channel. We've helped return almost 20 people to their families by putting the word out. Joining me now is Newburgh Heights Police Chief John Majoy. Thanks so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. It's 24+ kids vanishing in a matter of 2 weeks. What's the theory on what's happening here?
Listen to the theory.
I don't think there's one exact theory that's a boilerplate that's going to fit this. Some of them could be runaways. There's really no evidence of any abductions or reported abductions, but you really have to kind of draw attention to this.
First off, he needs to go get his prescription checked. Something. Because he clearly is not seeing the statistical number and the it's just an absolute jump in the trend. This isn't common.
Because it is an alarming number.
Sure
being that it's springtime, school is over, the weather's getting warm in Cleveland area.
Why is he kind of like creepily? I don't know I don't like what his mouth is doing. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm judging this man right now.
Be runaways. There's really no evidence of any abductions or reported abductions, but you really have to kind of draw attention to this because it is an alarming number. Being that it's springtime, school is over, the weather's getting warm in Cleveland area, and kids are just.
Bro, is someone checking his basement? What the fuck? I don't like the way this guy is presenting this right now. It's kind of making me nauseous.
Kind of running wayward a little bit, and it's an alarming number that's drawn a lot of.
All right, if you get a really not good feeling about the way this man is presenting these missing children, put like a 1 in chat if this guy gives you the willies or just some people. I don't know, man. Anyway.
Attention to law enforcement, but also our organization is Cleveland Missing.
Why so few photos of these kids?
Yeah.
Well, that seems unusual, and my agency, we encountered that as well. And some parents, they just don't have photos of their kids. Maybe they're foster.
Who's not taking pictures of their kids? Like, I understand some people are poor and they can't afford whatever. Like, every motherfucker is be running around with either a cell phone of some service, whether it's Wi-Fi, a stolen phone, their own phone. Somebody got a phone. You're not telling me that people are not taking pictures of these kids. And if they haven't had their picture taken in years, then I would be looking towards the parents as to what happened to these children. Like, the fuck is going on? Like, why are we not investigating these? Why?
For kids, maybe they don't have the technology. There's just a number of reasons why. But this makes it really hard for law enforcement because it's a lot harder to look for a name than it is a face. And so having a face with...
I'm sorry, 13, 14 years old, that should be a mandatory investigation. One, why this kid ain't got no pictures? Two, while they're 13, 14 years old, ain't got no pictures, okay? Their ages alone should be automatic Amber Alert for the whereabouts of this child. I think at the age of 16, like, maturity happens. So I understand, like, some kids running away from home. But you're not telling me these 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old kids are just... And then think of the kids that are not being reported missing right now.
With the name is really, really important. And so this is why we encourage parents to have this current photographs of their children just in case.
And what are the parents telling you? I mean, are there parents that are concerned?
You're telling me they ain't got no friends, they ain't got nobody to take a picture of them. I don't care if it's a thugging ass picture of them. At least paint the scenario here of why you got 30 kids missing in a 2-week period. Dude, when you expand it even further and you actually look at the 2-month influx just in the Cleveland area, it's like these hot spots move around, and like what people do with snatching kids and the shit that people do to kids, nothing should be happening to our children. Nothing.
That these numbers are connected to one another?
I think that the parents are definitely concerned because of reporting them missing, but it also brings the question, how many are missing that aren't being reported missing, which is also a concern. But the fact that they're reporting them is a good sign. And, we're getting the word out there. Our organization, Cleveland Missing, is helping these families in times of need.
Yes,
we're not an investigative agency. We're a supportive agency. So we support families in their times of needs. Our co-founders are Sylvia Colon and Gina DeJesus. Gina is a survivor of the Cleveland kidnappings. Sylvia is her cousin, and Sylvia served as a spokesperson during Gina's captivity, which was nearly 10 years.
Like, and that's the thing is, like, I should even change that because it's not even like a whole Ohio problem. It's clearly a Cleveland problem. Like, they have a hot spot right now, and like it's at the stake of kids, and something ain't right.
And so our organization is aimed to help that. And what makes us a...
Look, I can't with this guy. Something about him is giving me the fucking creeps. I'm sorry, I gotta move on. I'm gonna move on to the next one. I can't.
We begin tonight with alarming news out of Cleveland. Dozens of kids are missing there, and what police are calling an unprecedented trend. According to Cleveland City Police records, before May 1st, 11 kids between 13 and 17 years old were reported missing this year. But in the month of May alone, that number tripled to 34.
Yeah.
Even more troubling is that...
Tripled. And you see, ages 13 to 17. Something's wrong right there.
Many of these teens don't have photos on the police site. And
like, look, they folded it all out and shit. Damn, whoever did the fucking video on this, good for you. That's a skill right there.
Now, the question hanging over investigators is what is driving...
Look at them babies. Look. The 16, 17-year-olds, yeah, they're a concern. But any child under the age of 16, I don't care what they're missing for. If somebody reports them missing, within an hour, an Amber Alert of some sort should be issued for these children. Especially these ones that are like 13, 14 years old, ain't got no picture. Like, what? So you can't find them? Like, I don't know. That's a lot of missing photos. It's just crazy to me. Do enlighten me, Burge. Yeah, Goslin, they do. And like, the more I look into certain things, the more I can't look away from it. Yeah, it is. That's why I take breaks. That's why I spend time with my son. That's why I do things that are important and make me happy, because I live in the real world. And in the real world, a lot of fucked up shit is happening. Like, there's a lot of channels covering things that I enjoy watching, but this is something that, like, it needs to be talked about. That's why I still talk about Kylie Rodney, because it needs to be talked about. Sorry, you can't make me shut up.
The surge. Experts say runaways typically make up the majority of missing child cases. But now there are fears in Cleveland that some of these kids could be victims of predators. News Nation's Evan Lampert is tracking the latest developments on this alarming trend. Evan, what's going on?
Well, Elizabeth, the law enforcement that we have been speaking with have not been able to give us a reason for what appears to be this surge in missing children cases in Cleveland. They do not believe there have been any large-scale abductions, but they have had some recent success in reuniting kids found in other parts of the state.
I hate
Hey, I got to run her out of the vehicle. She's heading back towards the main drag.
The U.S. Marshals Service is the premier federal agency responsible for tracking down violent fugitives. But another part of the job, they say, is just as important, looking for missing children.
As a baby.
So that just shows you how important it is.
This is video from Operation We Will Find You, a U.S. Marshals mission that just ended.
Because I need to make this very clear. This isn't just teens missing. There's children as young as 2 years old on the Cleveland missing list. And the amount it keeps climbing every single day. And then when you look at the week, and then when you look at the month, like if you actually look at it like a graph, it makes you want to puke. Because our children should not just go missing off the streets. Not at 15, 14, 13, 12. And definitely not 2. Like, 2 years old. You don't know where your motherfucking baby is. Come on, y'all. Something's going the fuck on.
With 225 missing children found in 16 locations across the country.
Did you hear that? 16 fucking locations across the country. 225 have been found. Thank fuck for whoever is doing the work to get those 225 home. But like the amount of children that go missing in a year in the United States is well over 500,000. 600,000. Actually, I think it's, I'm pretty sure.
But despite the success, there's a new challenge. Figures reviewed by News Nation show in particular Cleveland, Ohio, had 34 children reported missing in May, all still missing, according to Cleveland police data. Local and federal law enforcement are disturbed by the trend, but maybe more troubling, when asked if they knew the cause, no one can seem to point to it.
You know, it's a great question. The straight answer is no.
In 2021, Marshals say more than 300,000 children were reported missing. 91.
That gives me fucking chills. Yes, but what about that 9%? 9% of that is still 29,000 kids, 28,000 kids. That's that's a lot.
Percent of them runaways, and 1 in 6.
Look, okay, but the thing of it is like, 1 out of 6. That's so fucked up.
Were likely victims of human trafficking.
When you look at those numbers, right, that it almost, takes your breath away to think that 1 in 6 kids out of that many kids are being potentially sexually trafficked.
Federal data does point to the number of missing kids cases spiking last year from the year before, but the nationwide numbers are pretty significantly down from more than 400,000 in 2019. Elizabeth?
All right. News Nation's Evan Lambert, thanks so much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation.
Yeah, there's less people are reporting their kids missing. I hope if your child is missing and you know your child's missing, or you know someone's kid's missing and it's possible because that parent, if you see something, say something. Like, I'm not, like Cleveland, I can't stop talking about
Joining
Ohio
us now for more on this is Bill Bolden, a senior
This is what harsh reality
hello there.
did
How
on
is
this.
everyone? I hope you're all well.
Mad props to Harsh for
all
this out
over
there.
the world. Some of them we hear about, some of them we don't. We have covered missing children cases on this channel, not to mention the likes of Madeleine McCann, not to forget, the likes of Summer Wells. And
I know y'all came for Kylie Rodney, and I know a lot of y'all came for the Alex Smith, and I know a lot of y'all came for the Cleveland, Ohio missing. It's not just a state problem. Like it's a global problem. It's a U.S. problem. But if you look at the U.S., you can see where their hubs are, where these kids go missing and how it moves around. And the masterminds that are behind doing that shit to kids, fuck you. You're gonna get caught eventually.
Michael Vaughan, and it would appear that, look, these are ones that have been brought to our attention. But what are the true numbers of children that go missing? It's scary. It's scary. But what happens when that group of children who are going missing becomes highly concentrated to a certain area and the numbers are exponentially growing? Let's have a look into it. So this is the figures we're looking at. How bad is Cleveland's alarming missing children trend? Data suggests an existing problem. No shit, Sherlock. So Cleveland has reported an alarming increase in missing children reports this year, according to local police, after 27 children. And this number has raised. There's over...
Yeah, okay. So by the time he went to go report on this, the number had already climbed up to 30-some. We'll finish this, okay? By the time, like, I watched other videos and then came across his, and where we are now, this number shouldn't be climbing like this. This shouldn't be happening. Shouldn't be happening.
30 now. And this was on the 3rd of June that it was sat at 27. Were reported missing in the city or its surrounding suburbs over a 2-week span last month. So 27 children go missing in 2 weeks.
Why the fuck is this happening in America? Why? This should not. I'm sorry. Should not. Should not. Should not. And I'm sorry, but the people that lobby and the people that protect and the people that enable this type of shit to happen to children, you're sick fucks. Absolutely sick. To support anything, any type of harm. I don't care what benefit it is to a child.
Though the available data makes it unclear how big of an increase it is over previous years, the key facts: Newburgh Heights Police Chief John Majoy told Fox News he has seen a lot more missing person reports for children.
So even if you go based upon their statistic that 91% of these kids are runaways, if you're at 36 already, 9%. It's still 2 to 3 kids a day that are being trafficked in this area. It's something ain't right. Something ain't right. Okay, if you go based upon a statistic, if you go, yeah. What up, Alan?
Anyone younger than 18 this year, adding it seems like an extraordinary year. The Cleveland Police Department received 33 reports of missing children for all of May, including the 27 reported missing between May 2nd and May 14th. That's 12 days.
Yes, in 12 days. 12 days, that many kids, okay. Y'all, please go watch Harsh's video if you have not gone and watched this, because since he's put this out on June 5th, where the numbers are at now, it's nauseating. And then when you look at the 2-month, and then you look at just the beginning of this year, and then you look at the statistic from last year, something's not right. All right, I think I dropped it. Yep, I dropped this. So I'm gonna move on to Arctic Fox because this is the one I haven't got to finish myself.
What's going on, guys?
But I will start it from the jump.
Welcome back.
I'm gonna put on scroll.
Today, I want to come on here
Playback.
and talk about a situation that was actually brought to my attention by one of my subscribers.
I'm going to share the link to this. Please go subscribe to Arctic Fox True Crime.
From the Cleveland, Ohio area were reported missing between the 2nd of May and the 16th of May in that short 2-week period of time. And it's an alarming statistic. And I've seen this continue into June, as well as through the rest of May, just based surely off the number of cases
how
that
people
I've
do that to their kids? I'll never understand how people can harm their kids.
This is strictly the Cleveland area. This doesn't even include the rest of the state of Ohio. Just in Cleveland alone, between the 2nd of May and the 16th of May, 27 kids were reported missing. And the Newburgh police chief says that this is levels that they've never seen before. It's unprecedented. and it's got the community up in arms. You know, there's always peaks and valleys with missing people. We see it no matter what the area when we're covering these cases. But for some reason in 2023, this particular area has seen a lot more than what they normally see. And it's troubling because, you know, authorities don't know what's going on with some of these kids, whether they've been trafficked or if they're involved in gang activity or drugs or whatever the case may be.
This is very true as well.
The majority of the cases,
there's so many reasons why,
runaways by
but
law
this is definitely one of them.
I think is unfair. Statistically, there may be more runaways than abductions, and unfortunately, in these cases where they get labeled as a runaway, there's no camera work put out. It puts these kids at a higher risk of being trafficked, and they can become victims of predators. Unfortunately,
and they do.
It's kind of like
and there's I'm sorry,
sheep's clothing. The predators, they prey on these kids. And they take advantage of the situation. And the rise in disappearances is especially troubling because
our children
there is
should, one, not be sexualized, and two, shouldn't be able to be bought nor covered up if their death is because of a fucking predator. I'm sorry. Like, this type of shit, like, I don't care if people don't agree with me. This is my opinion. This is my channel. And that's how I feel on that. If you're a predo, you're sick as fuck, and you should get help for that, for sure. But outside of society, nah. And then I watch laws be regulated to where people that have had deviant sexual crimes with minors after 5 years in some areas in California can have it expunged from the record and go back to teaching. Something's wrong with that law too. That's all I'm saying.
A lack of photographs for these victims. I was actually talking about that earlier today when I was over on Checking Convictions panel. We were talking about sometimes we don't have photographs, and sometimes even when we do have a photograph, it's a Snapchat filter.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. There is no room in a classroom for a fucking predator. If you have ever had any time, I don't care what type of crime it is under the age of 16. Look, man, look at the sheriff they got in town, the little woo-woo train. And his 16-year-old, whatever that, like, some people actually just agree that it's okay. It's not.
For photograph, or it's a photograph that's been heavily filtered, or it's a photograph that is just so bad quality or so out of date that it serves no relevance when we're trying to find these missing children.
Literally looking at Minecraft characters on some of them.
Largely unnoticed by
some don't have photos.
Unfortunately, it's a silent crime.
It is a silent crime. He's absolutely right.
It really happens right underneath our noses.
Hop to where I was. I'm sorry, I'm not playing this.
The problem is, where are these kids at? Where did they go? They didn't just get abducted by aliens. You know, they could be in a drug house somewhere. They could have met foul play. Or, unfortunate as the case may be, they could have been farmed into a life of prostitution, which is what we see in so many of these cases. Now, to combat the surge of missing cases and disappearances in Cleveland and other areas in northern Ohio.
You know, Goslin, that's absolutely true. Like, let's just put, since it's a close case, Jared, for instance, okay? Because he grew up in that life of that's what their family did and that was normal for them, it still doesn't matter. The law should be protecting children. And if you did something to a child, I don't care how young you were and that you're leading a great life now. No, you still did a fucking child wrong. I do not support, and I need to just make that very clear, I do not support Jared. I support the boys that went and at least had the tenacity and the balls to do a case outside of their normal, and they actually document it. Yes, there's a lot of information that's being withheld there as well. And there's a reason why they're withholding it. But that's for the law to figure out, you know? But this shit right here.
The Marshals have formed Operation We Will Find You. Now, they actually found 35 missing children throughout several states back when this was launched. And I covered this in a previous video on my channel. Agents combed through cases in Cleveland, Toledo, Akron, and other surrounding counties to find the missing minors. Now, the 35, those were just...
Have y'all heard how far out some of these kids have been found? Makes you wonder. Like, these areas that they're being trafficked to, they need to start being paid attention to by U.S. Marshals. There's certain parts of our system that I have absolutely no faith in. I'm sorry. That's also my opinion.
Just within the Ohio area, there were over 200 found in total. Some of these kids were located as far away as California, Arizona, and West Virginia.
What up, Angel?
And the Marshal Service, they've been doing great with working with these local authorities and assisting federal and state agencies as well as the local agencies in trying to recover and locate these.
Rumple, to be honest, there's a solution for every predo. Wood chippers go brrr, you know?
Missing children. But it's an epidemic in our country, and it needs a spotlight shined on it. We need to let these types of cases be our focus. We need operations like this to happen on a much more regular basis than what they've been happening.
No,
and I hope that operations like this will sharpen the focus, because every child out,
like, our children aren't up for grabs. They're not up for sale. They're not for your sick sexual deviant and psychotic behaviors. Like, no, I'm sorry, no.
There deserves a safe environment to grow up.
They do. Yes,
and
amen.
Hopefully with, operations like this, it can help to foster that.
And I want to shed light on operations like this and stories
provide
like this.
Help that's so needed for not only the missing children, but also their families, and not only in Ohio, but states throughout the nation where this seems to be an epidemic, because we're seeing it not just in the Cleveland, Ohio area. We have seen a surge in the number of missing children in the Portland, Oregon area, in the Dakotas, in Virginia and West Virginia both, and in Tennessee in particular. I've noticed it when I'm covering these cases.
It's something, Alan.
There's an organization called Cleveland Missing that was formed by Sylvia Cullen after her teenage cousin was abducted in 2004.
But nothing in my moral compass says anything is right about snatching somebody's kid for your own whatever. For your whatever. It don't even matter what. The fact that you're snatching them, that's bad enough. But what you're doing from that point, that's what makes it all the even worse, you know? Even like parents killing their kids or friends killing their friends. You know what I mean? Like, this shit should not be happening. Man. I believe in karma. It's either going to get you here or the afterlife, either which way. It's got you.
She's been urging families to take these cases seriously and to work through the trauma of disappearances to save runaway and kidnapped children. Every family's experience is different than another family's. We don't all go through the same, there's no textbook on this. No one's got a rubber stamp that tells you how to deal with a situation. But there are some.
No, I'm sorry, Noel. A pedo or a predator, if you're doing fucking gross ass shit, fucked up shit to children, no. You fill a swimming pool and you throw them in and then you just put bricks on them. Nah, these people don't deserve to have a life in prison or to get better or get well soon. Like, if you're literally out here committing multiple offenses with children involved, no, I'm sorry. I used to be so against capital punishment growing up and into my teens, and then seeing what people do to other people. No. There's just certain things. No, I believe in an eye for an eye, for sure.
Some things that are the same for everybody. I think in talking with families that I've worked with that have missing people, one of the first things that they go through is disbelief. And then the next thing that they go through, the next stage is blame.
Look, if you brought back the motherfucking guillotine, people would start acting right real quick. If you start bringing back corporal punishment to people, they will act fucking right. Yes, criminals still going to be criminals, but you're going to have a lot less of them. Why they're not being prosecuted, I don't know. Like, we're normalizing it. And like now in school systems, we're even normalizing it, like sexualizing kids at a very young age and putting things on them when they should be focusing on their schoolwork and math and all that shit. You know, they should be worrying about anything sexual at 7, 8, 9 years old. The only thing they should be learning about is basic anatomy and all the basic education. Simple as that. You shouldn't be learning all this. Why are we sexualizing our children? It's fucked up. How corporations can target our children. How people can target our children. Like I see it everywhere. It's fucking sick what's going on. And people won't wake up to how much our children are targets of every form and fashion. And it's fucked up. When our children should be raised to be feeling safe and secure. Fuck this shit, dude. Yeah, public guillotine. I'm down for that shit. Down for that shit. Yeah.
You know, they question themselves. What did they do wrong? Did they miss something? Oh my gosh, how are we going to find this missing loved one that is suddenly no longer here with us? And it's something that all of these families...
Look, if you were a statutory predator and they did like, I don't know, let's just say public castrations. I'll go watch that. I would, yep. Put people in guillotine that murder people. You don't... Why waste our tax dollars on people that clearly are not, they're not fit for society, acting barbaric and what? No, it's gross. And they hide behind religions. And I'm not saying all religions are bad, but a lot of these, they create their own religions and hide behind them. Look into some things. Scientology will really freak you out if you start looking into that deep enough. And then they have all these secret societies and shit, dude. It's weird as hell. Yeah, off with your penis. Dude, yeah, fuck yeah. And if you're a chick doing this to people, you should be castrated too.
Families have in common, not necessarily all, but the majority of them. And as the days progress and the case is not solved after a couple months, 2 years, 3 years, you know, it becomes harder and harder to keep that hope that your missing loved one...
Look, women that do shit to their fucking babies, I got a soldering iron that would solve a whole slew of problems, is all I'm saying. You know? Bring back corporal punishment, and people will act right. You're out here doing things like trying to take people's guns and their kids and shit. It's weird as fuck. It's weird as fuck how some people operate in America. It's weird as fuck.
Is going to be...
Yep, adrenochrome. Yep.
And then you have the guilt of...
Look. And people that think that panda eyes aren't a real thing, look, you just get on YouTube, get on Google, get on DuckDuckGo, and type in panda eyes. Go look up them kids and what they do to children to get adrenochrome from them. It's real shit. It's not no conspiracy theory. Like, these things happen in the real world. Some people just don't want to live in reality. Reality's hard to digest, but I'm here for it because, look.
Trying to press forward and live your life while still searching for your missing loved one. And so that is something that a lot of these families are living with as well. And that's why these programs such as Project We Will Find You, and there's been others that have been organized by the U.S. Marshals Service as well, are so critically important, especially when they're able to find all these missing.
But you know what, Goslin? I still question some of these systems that were established for children. Like the whole CPS system, how I watch them literally rip children from their families that are actually at good homes. But then you have services that fail these children when they know they're fucking being abused and they don't do shit about it. Okay? Like, I see our system for what it is. Like, I see the good in it. I do. But I want to point out the bad so that those bad things get changed for the greater good, for the American citizens, for our children. For our future. There's a lot of problems in America. Some choose to stay on politics. Some choose to stay on different things, just dramas and shit. But I like to talk about real topics. Real topics. Real ass shit. Some people don't like it, and I don't care. I'm going to do what I want on my channel.
Children, like I said, nationwide, they found almost 200 children this past year. The U.S. Marshals Service did through Project We Will Find You, or organization. Operation We Will Find You, I should say.
Operation We Will Find You, y'all.
And it just goes
go
to
support
show
that shit.
The problem that we
donate
have
to that.
But when you have an isolated area like Cleveland, the metro, and you have, almost 30 kids going missing just in a 2-week span of time.
Dude.
It is worrisome. It's absolutely frustrating. I can't begin to imagine the meetings that law enforcement officials were having, talking about the crisis that was going on. And again, I think it's still ongoing. I have seen a trend in the state of Ohio as we're halfway through June. And so there are things you can do.
The thing of it is if they would use our surveillance system, like they're not telling us that they're not surveilling us 24 hours a day, whether it's from CCTV or satellites. Like, how do we have a missing children problem with all of our technologies? Other than some really fucked up people with some money and some pull and some sway are doing this weird ass shit. Sorry. What is happening to that 9% of those children that are not running away? It's happening. Because they're not running away. So someone's snatching them. And what are they doing? Like, I don't understand why we are not keeping an eye on our children. Like, why we use our surveillance system for their benefit, but when it comes to protecting the people and serving the people and helping the people, they're not doing it. Like, our country is failing us, and rules, regulations, laws, things need to change. Like, times are changing. And when it comes to our children, I'm sorry, you need to enact laws that protect our children. First and foremost is changing the Amber Alert system. It doesn't matter what the reason is. Under the age of 16, automatically issue an Amber Alert. Like, that's important. That's important that information gets in the national system out there pronto. That way, one, the child isn't at risk as a runaway. The child isn't at risk to be a predator's fucking whatever. This child isn't at risk of, somebody doing something to them, or one of their family members, or a friend, or whatever these things. Like, you're talking about our children. Our children. And there's no reason why at 15, 16 years old, our kids are winding up dead, and there's no real explanation to it. There's no reason why our children are being snatched from our cities. None. You surveil us just fine. Where the fuck are these children? This is sickening. The data they collect on us. And you're telling me you can't make a profile for these children? Get the fuck out of here. You know our every whereabout. Whether it's through the data collecting in our phones, or following our GPS, or surveilling us on CCTVs, or at stores we go to, or on satellites. Like, there's no excuse for this, y'all. None. Our technology should not be allowing this to happen.
One of these statistics, you can certainly make sure you're looking through their phone at least once a week. Look at what apps.
Like, if we're not using our technology for good things, then we're clearly using our technology for sinister things, because I don't see, like, there's only half good coming out of it. And then the evil part of it, the sinister, when it's not right. And we know as humans, it's not right. I'm sorry. This is why I'm speaking out on it, because this shit is not right. This is not common. This is sickness. This is sickness. This is disease. This is what we do not need in America for our children.
They're using. Look at how much time they're spending online, whether it be in their games, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever the case may be. And make sure you're monitoring who they're talking to and what they are doing.
Yeah.
Honestly, in today's society, these apps like TikTok
okay. So, Goslin, I'm just going to pause this. I'm going to hop into a whole nother topic right here. Okay. So, when you have things that happen like insurrections, or people like standing up for their beliefs, and when they try to do stuff like that, you see what happens though? Can't do that in America. You're a terrorist in your own country if you stand up to your own system. And that's, I think, part of the problem. That's part of the problem. But yeah, I see what other countries are doing. Like, they're literally going to their capitals and demanding changes. Like, I don't understand why there's a dogma around protesting when it's usually the system that's making it worse than what it needs to be. Like, there are peaceful protests that would not escalate the way they do if law enforcement wouldn't handle it the way that they do. Yes, there are people that are just out there maliciously fucking rioting and doing crazy shit. But peaceful protests, like, I believe in it. And I don't understand how in certain cities people are not going to their courthouses and protesting this and screaming this shit from the rooftops. Y'all, if you ever establish any type of protest, if it has to do with children, missing children, protesting certain laws, and you're going to be in Pittsburgh, Greensburg area, hit me up. I'll go out and scream and hold a sign and shit. Stand up for what I believe in. Yes, I believe in protest. Absolutely. 100%. And I don't know why more people aren't doing it. But at the same time, I know why people aren't doing it. It's our own system. It doesn't allow us to do that. It wants to take away our rights and shit. Nah. Protest that shit.
Just very
I do it on YouTube.
That we really don't need our children using. I mean, if it's not predators
that
you've got to worry
protest.
about on the TikTok app in particular, it's these stupid challenges that they are constantly coming up with on there. Another thing is have a current photograph of your child just in case the worst does happen. Have fingerprints of your child. Have a DNA swab of your child in case, God forbid, they do come up missing. Have an established...
Okay, for the parents out there that don't know how easy it is to actually just do your child's fingerprint, look, all you need to do is find you 2 pieces of Scotch tape, some type of anything. Look, you can have them dip their finger in a fucking marker. You can put a powder substance on there, anything that will coat that finger, and then you just press it on that tape, and then you close another piece of tape on it, and boom, you at least have some type of fingerprint for your child. Super cheap. I'm sure if like you're hard up, you can ask a neighbor, you can ask somebody for a piece of Scotch tape. Put it in your fucking wallet. Put it in your purse. Keep it with your important things. Like, document your children. It is super important that you pay attention to your children. Know what they look like. Know a fingerprint. Know their blood type. Care about your children. Like, the fuck, man. It's... document your kids. It's and that's all I'm here, is to try to give people good advice and give them tips that maybe people don't know. You know, if you do know, that's great, but if you don't know, now it's great. You know, document your children. This is the easiest way to document your child. You know, it does. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, anything, the fucking thumb. The thumb is a super important fingerprint. If you can get like the thumb, like, look, just take your kid and go to a dollar store, literally dollar store. Here's a good thing for you. Go to a dollar store. Get yourself 2 things, a canvas and some acrylic paint. And then you take that paint and you squeeze it all over your kid's hand. And you know what you do? You have them do some awesome artwork for you. Have them slam their hand down on there and get you a motherfucking handprint. I have tons of artwork with my son's handprints on them. Keep documentation of your children, people. Super easy ways to document your kids. If you can't take pictures of them, if you can't afford a phone, if you can't afford those things, like $2 and you're good. Carry it around with you like it's your life, because it is your life. That is your seed. That is something you've grown, planted, and you're responsible for it until it turns 18 and can make adult decisions for itself. Yes, I understand some kids grow up in bad situations where they do run away. I'm gonna say it all. That's what I'm saying, Denali. And that's the thing, is even if you can't afford a phone, there are still ways to document your children. You know, stop blaming technology. Stop blaming everybody. Like, I'm not saying kids don't get snatched, but it still comes down to the parent should have some documentation of their child. If they can't show documentation of their child, then that's when you need to look into that parent. See how long they haven't been documenting them, or see how long they've been neglected. Like, I don't understand why we're not investigating these things. Like, this is way more important than somebody's lawn ornament. You know? Look how much you push the fucking agenda of fucking COVID. I'm sorry, but this right here, this is more important to me than some flu I'm gonna get. Some virus I'm gonna get. For real. This shit's important to me.
Plan of action in place that includes calling the local authorities. Not only just the local guys, though. When if the worst happens to your child, you should make calls to the local authorities.
Yes.
You should make calls to the
Call
state
a bunch
police,
of people.
the highway patrol,
Look,
and your local.
If your baby go missing, first thing you do is call either your partner or a family member, then call their friends, and then reach the police. Like, do it proper. Like reach out. Report your kids missing. If you don't know where if you know your child's patterns, I mean, some people don't care about their kids. Some people just straight up don't care about their kids, and it's fucked up. So fucked up. So fucked
local
up.
Jurisdiction of the
Addiction
FBI,
is a lot of problem.
because not all of these law enforcement agencies are in constant communication with each other. But this way, when you report your child missing to the locals, you need to make an effort to let all the other state and federal agencies know.
Yeah.
That way they are on the lookout. Now, the Federal Bureau of Investigation or the State Bureau of Investigation cannot always get involved without being invited by local law enforcement. But if they know that that child is missing and they have a current photograph, it can certainly make a big difference. As far as law enforcement goes, there's things they need to be doing better as well.
There's
you know,
a part in
these
here
federal
that I wanted to
marshal
watch.
projects that are in place, like Operation We Will Find You.
Y'all get the idea?
Great.
This is a problem.
But if the local guys were to take these situations more seriously from Jump Street, all
right, I'm pausing it. Y'all have the link. I'm gonna drop it one more time. If you want to finish watching, I just want to throw as much information out there. Question was about claiming a child never knew it. Yeah. Yep. What's my dog chomping on her thing? So I'm trying to reach out, y'all. I gotta pause for a minute. I'm definitely moving on to Kylie, because there's definitely a video I want to check out tonight. It's of the search. I am stopping it before they start pulling her car out of the water. I just want to see what's going on during it, the actual flyover and stuff. Because there's a video I saw, and I'm not putting any names out there. Like, I'm going to try not stirring the pot, or no, I'm lying. But there's certain people that I don't want them to think that I'm saying anything negatively. I just want to watch the search video. Because the reason why the video aspect of Kylie Rodney's case is super important to me is because it's harder. I mean, technology has gotten better, but it's harder to lie with video. Whereas photograph can be so manipulated. If you guys don't believe me, you can ask a person that has inserted themselves into the Kylie Rodney case, Zanime, because she knows a thing or two about put the words photo manipulation, and she also works for crisis. So when like a crisis breaks out, she goes in and assesses the situation. And the fact that she rolls up in Truckee on the 13th, and what goes on there in the recording, I'm sorry, but I would love to ask her a lot of questions. It's just, instead of her answering questions, like, she just does the same thing that Truckee. It's like the same people involved in Kylie Rodney's case, the ones that did come forward and stayed inserting themselves, they all do the same thing when they talk, or when they're explaining things, or when they're just talking in general, man. I'm just being honest. Look, if you guys want to see some really good clip content, go over to Divine Justice, aka Miss G Honey Badger. That lady puts out some really good clip stuff. I'm just saying. I would like to see more people doing like their little opinions, things that matter to them, and just put them out as just, keep Kylie's name out there. Because there's just a lot of things in this Kylie case that I have some problems with. Let me see if... So I'm just going to go through a couple of things in my own shit. Oh my God, this playlist is so fucking long. Here, I thought Kylie's was long too, but this one's got 107 videos already in it. Oh, no. Okay. So, as some of you might know, Kevin Neese put out a video, and he goes, and I'm not playing it. Like, I don't want to play it. If you would like to go view it, I'm going to discuss it. Kind of, sort of. Like, I'm going to touch on the topics that I feel that I could take from it right now. And then I'll go back and I'll address some things or whatever. But I was going to play some Zanime videos, but I'm really not, like, I think we're all pretty aware of, like, Zanime's things. Like, I'm still going to make the XM files. Like, there's things I'm going to be putting out. But I'm kind of going to go through, like, the search and rescue. Oh, puppy. And, like, the very early days is what I'm going to do. But, yeah. And Miss G, I know you pay attention to the comments that I leave for you. Just so you know, I'm going to be dropping some stuff that you'll probably want to listen to and clip. I know you're aware of all my other lives. Like, we used to hang out and all that shit there. But, yeah, I'm going to be dropping a lot of stuff here coming real soon. It's going to be fun. All right. So, I've been watching a lot of Zav Girl. She has a lot of things she put out that, like, she just put out and she never went back and looked at that. Like, I want to look at some of those things. Like, I've been clipping her content. I'm working on videos. But what I want to show y'all is this fucking... There's 2 search videos. And this was one thing that Mark was so avid at looking at, was the whole. So for me, I look at it like a timeline. He was looking at it just solely focused on the search and how this, because he has military background. Like, he looks at the search aspect of it. I wish he was still here to look at flight patterns and shit, though. I really miss that man. All right, y'all. Where the fuck did I put the search video? Kylie's case. Sorry, I got a lot of shit on this computer. I'm really organized, though. All right, we need some August 4th to 9th. And then I'm going to show you... what am I in the 9th for? What the hell am I talking about? 21st. All right, so it's this one. And... where's the live search? I know it's here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely, like, for anybody who does not want to watch the search, this is a very terrible day. What I am going to do is, for me, some of the sounds to the video, certain things just, for me, they're triggering. You know what I mean? Like, it's just knowing what I know and then watching this, like, it is terrible. Trigger warning. I'm not putting it up on screen. Like, today's my last day working with StreamYard, so I ain't putting all the extra into it. This is just my opinion, my speculation, my theories only. This is definitely a trigger warning, though, y'all. There's a spot in this that I want to show you. I've been sleuthing through this. Like, I've been looking at the law enforcement officials, like, who's here, stuff like that. Like, that's the stuff I'm assessing. Like, I've been paying attention to their markings. So what I'm going to assume that they marked off, because if you look, this is the beginning of it before they really started police taping things. I'm going to assume by the markings that something was going on here and something was definitely used to be there. I don't know if they rolled a rock out of there or what the fuck these people do, but we're going to play a little bit of I Spy. We're going to go through this video. Yes, it is like 14 minutes long. My puppy needs some. Hold on. What you need, baby? What you need? Quit wrapping your toe, please. What do you need? What do you need? Like different treat. Okay. So another thing that I want to put out there is how many people said this water was clear. You have to also understand that when they decided to extract her car, they were trying to do it towards sundown. Even in sundown mode, like you have to see that this is literally like there's no sun anymore at this point. It's still there, but it's behind a mountain. Anyhow, you can still literally, even with no direct sunlight hitting it, you can still see her car through the fucking water. Okay, like you can't. Another thing I want to point out that I've seen, and like from all the information that's out there, the FBI did assess Kylie's car before it was extracted from what's been put out there. If that is wrong and you can get different information on it, please correct me, but that is the information that's out there on that. And that's why I think you see here, even though like there's a plume underneath the water because of them flipping her car, and then a lot of this is from them murking it up. Like it make it harder to see. I know. And that's the thing, okay? So her car was literally out here. Like they're already dragging it. If you look at the length, like I was just sleuthing this with a couple people, what was it? I don't know, like 4 days ago. I don't know, some days ago. And the length, if you look at the length of the vehicle, okay, and then you look at the gap here and how far out her car was, like there is literally no way. Like the more you look at the angle of the slope, like there's no way this car was driven in the water. And if it was, somebody was in it, gunning it, or put a brick on the gas pedal. Otherwise, I don't know if they used a crane or a boat or a tow of some sort. I don't know how they got it in there, but all the search and rescue points to the fact that there was no car in Prosser Reservoir and any of their flyovers or any of their ROV searching or any of their dive team. Like nobody saw the car there. It's not because, oh, they missed it. It's because, oh, it wasn't in there. It wasn't in there yet. And this is why I'm going back to the beginning for the simple fact, like I'm going to keep talking during this because I'm watching this through, but I want to keep talking about subjects that are important that we need to talk about. And these are the facts that they put out there. You know, I would like to hear either the police or the FBI like confirm or deny information people like SF have put out there, that Xana May has put out there, that Megan Cole has put out there. Like her case isn't closed yet. And there is a lot of information that I think either proper sources have this information or they made it seem like it disappeared so that the information isn't there and it fucks up the case and it keeps it open, literally, like a cold case, you know? Because you got to remember, we have an autopsy report without the accident collision report. The autopsy says she drowned in a lake with no water in her lungs. Lungs that seem to have shrunk or something of that nature. Mm-hmm. Almost like she was starved to death. She got dehydrated. All she had was peas in her stomach, remember? Okay, so they're marking off. Yes, it was that fucking like, it was like a, I don't know if it's an oil slick, what the hell it is, but there's definitely. Dude, I wonder if this mark is literally from when fucking dipshit got scared and stuck in the, remember when he got stuck in the Prosser? Stuck in the Truckee? He got real close to the water and I had to turn around. Wonder if that's from him fucking trying to gun his fucking Subaru. I don't know. I'm gonna go back for a minute. I'm gonna look at some things before they mark it. Because you have to understand, okay, that whatever they've marked off could be put there between the date of her going missing and her being found. Like, it really don't, unless there's a phone there, which from what I understand, there ain't no cell phone. And then if there's not a cell phone, if there's no data, I'm just saying, if there's no cell phone, okay, and I understand with technology, they don't need a cell phone to get call patterns and blah, 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 blah. However, that cell phone, if it was in an accident, if it was literally an accident, that car would be on her person or in her car. It's almost like you purposely desecrated her remains in the car and flopped her around, one to make it look like the 3 days of her being in the water caused more damage and she was hard to recognize. I don't know what the fuck y'all did. Shit sounds fucked up as fuck. But when you put the facts that you've put out there together and you make sense of it and you fill in all these people that just so happened to insert themselves and the information they know from a friend of a friend of a friend, it's called hearsay in court. But the facts are the facts. And then when you look at the cam footage, like when you actually look at the dates, it almost looks like either one of two things have happened. Okay, so if the FBI or the investigating companies collected that information, and that's why it's offline, like it's missing. So when you look at the cam footage, and I know people are like, oh, that shit's fake, blah, 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 blah. You have to understand the reason why I'm looking at it is because I'm looking at it in the sense for it's either discrepancies or if it matches the timeline or whatever. But the problem that I have with it, one, is the fact of people that said where the party took place, how there were like little, how did Megan describe it? It was like 3 locations that the kids were all walking around and going to, you know, that type of thing. I think right here on this beachfront is where one of the parties took place. I really don't think that footage that they're showing us that SF heard from probably spying on FBI agents. He's a fucking weirdo. He probably heard that they confiscated fire cam footage to compare it to the timeline, which would explain why when you go and look at the index of the universities that hold the data, that information is literally like the dates are changed on it. A lot of dates are changed on it. And then you also have in the folders that are important to, how do I explain? And this is why I would explain why it's not accessible. Like they have the information. Either one, somebody has the information and they know it doesn't match the timeline or it corroborates a totally different whatever. You still have to look at the fact that the data is like, it's not there. So if you look at the folders for August 5th and to 6th, and you look at the footers, you can see the footer comes from July. Like those aren't it's not, I don't think it's the proper footage for that night. And I think that's where we got bamboozled and we got stuck on another narrative that was inserted by good old SF into, you know, Kylie Rodney's story. Like it's so sad how many people inserted narrative. And I'm noticing it's all the people that came on YouTube, like Ronnie, like Megan, like Zanime. Look at all these weird ass people that call in and said some of the weirdest shit that they said. And like their stories don't match the timeline. It doesn't match the autopsy. It's a whole nother narrative just to distract people to pay attention to it. Megan, however, the reason why I stay focused on her is because, I mean, she's just best friends. You know, family, they go on vacation together, super close, with the last person that saw Kylie Rodney alive and talked to her on a phone call that could not have possibly taken place. Couldn't have. If it did, then you had both phones. I don't know. Just and the fact that the FBI has never confirmed or said, nobody has confirmed that last call was really made. It's just hearsay that they're putting out on the news, and they regurgitate it so that you just stay focused on some weird ass shit like this story, Kylie's story. It goes so much deeper, and that's why everybody just leave Truckee alone. No. I'm not going to stop talking about Kylie Rodney. I'm also not going to stop talking about Trinity Backus, because her autopsy and how she was found, some weird ass shit on federal property too. And I think that's reason why a lot of these investigations are still open, is because a lot of it has happened on federal property. All right, I want to see something here. Okay, so in Mr. Niece's video, this is one thing I want to correct. I don't need to see all this. Okay, is when this angle happens right here. I slowed it down the other day, and I wish. Wait, no, I know where it's at. Okay. I think they zoom out. Oh, I can't watch this part. Okay, I'm done. There, it's on this. Pretty sure it's on this one. I think it's on this one. Okay, so there's a picture somebody sent him. And I mean, literally, like, when this is why video is so important to me, okay? Because you can make up any narrative, any story to go along with a picture. A picture is worth 1,000 words. There's a reason for that saying. There's a lot of things you can say about a picture. A lot. But then it comes to the video, and I want to explain something, because the angle that they have this zoomed in on, I think it's just another distraction. And I want to point this out. And just skip forward. Okay, so I should have kept this. Wait, I can't. Hold on, because I slowed it. I really don't need to slow down. So the angle that you see here, it fucks with your head if you look at it at the angle that you think your brain's presenting it to you. So I'm going to let this play. I want to show people that this is Prosser. There's nothing's really modified in it. It's just the angle that you're saying Prosser, and how steep this incline is. It really fuck with your head. So in this shot, they pan down, which I want to look at this area too, because this bush and these places they marked is see, they're trying to paint a narrative that this is the way she drove into the water. Dude, something definitely fucked with that bush there. Anyway, I want to see the angles of. I know I said I was gonna I Spy and look for people in trees and shit, but I don't feel like doing that tonight. I just want to stick to. Okay, so you see an amazing thing happen here, and they zoom out, and you actually get the whole picture of the picture. So the angle that they're shooting it at, okay, is that hill that comes down on that slope, and this is literally the side. Like, this is the U. It comes down and around. Like, this is the connecting road. Like, this, it's a trick to the eye, is what it is. But I want to put this out there before people think that it's like, I mean, it can. Like, a photo can manipulate anything that wants to. I hope people are not because there are malicious people out there that will insert information into this case just to distract you, just to keep you distracted and away from the things you should be focusing on, is what I want to say. But I'm glad that they're shooting from these angles because it really puts into perspective a lot of things for me. All right, I'm going back to this. So, yeah, and it's not that he was wrong. It was just, I don't think he realized where the photo came from. And I think people were trying to look at it from like maybe a helicopter. I mean, it definitely is. You can hear the helicopter and stuff like that running, but that's the noise that you hear is not, it's not being shot. I don't think it's being shot from a helicopter. I think it's being shot from Prosser Dam Road or whatever that is that goes out to Hobart Mills. Anyway, there's another thing I'm going to look at on here. All right, I fibbed. There is a part of the extraction I want to look at. Dude, so this is Frickberg in the water right here. Look, I want to watch. I'm going to go backwards. I want to watch this in reverse. I want to see when she becomes near this car. Yeah, just like that. Okay, she's got her shit taken off here. There she is there taking it off. Yep. Yeah, bitch. What are you doing in this? Yeah, she is. This would be her. Yeah, she's the one that assessed the car. Ain't that something? Yeah, look at her. Oh, now I know. Okay, she's the one on the right. She's this little dot right here. Okay, she's still in the water. I want to see what she does now that I know that's her. All right, this is her. This is her, the little dot here. Pretty sure of that. Okay, go back to the, okay. Okay, this is the beginning. I want to watch it. I just want to watch her movements. Where is the video of them? Hold on. Where is... Who's... I'm trying to find the footage from something. Hold on. Give me a minute. I want to see something. Maybe it's this. Yeah, that was her. Okay. So the dark-haired lady. Okay. All right. Okay. The dark-haired lady is the one that's up. Okay, that's the 22nd. It's 21st. There's another one I want to see. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm going to look in another folder real quick. I want to see if I have any extraction videos. I'm sorry. I believe. Yep. I think he's a link. Yeah, the extraction, like a lot of things. Yes, there's a lot of important things to this case, but they want to keep you distracted away from certain things. They really do. I'm trying to see if I can see if there's any videos on the extraction. Okay. So I'm going to look at this picture. I just want to look at some things here. See, look. It's almost like... Dude, look how much of a drop-off that is. It's almost like... I don't even want to say my opinion on that. It's almost like her car was put in there with a crane. I'm sorry. Or something. I just want to know what caused the hood damage on her car. What's this picture? Hold on. Yeah, and then it just completely drops off here. This is after. All right. Try one more. No, it has to be in that folder. It has to be. All right. Yeah, because I don't think it's on any of it. Let me see if there's any other news. Let's check these news clips real quick to see if there's anything. Let me see this one. Look, this right here. I'm sorry, yo. Yeah, I do this for Kylie Rodney. I'm sorry that I'm just over here. I'm just trying to I spy some stuff out. Just paying attention to people's movements. But I think I want to watch this extraction again because I want. Oh, here we go. Okay. So I'm gonna do it for the person that requested me to watch. This is why I want to explain to people how long this hill really is, how long these hills really are, and how they just drop off, literally, level by level, just drop off. I'm just looking at some search stuff, y'all. If you want me to, I could turn my camera on and at least entertain you with my hand gestures or whatever. Okay. Y'all want to look into bushes with me? I promise. This is why I'm not trying to watch this too much, because I think I'm gonna go live tomorrow, and because if I use OBS, I can stream in 1080. I could probably stream in 2K or 4K, but I don't want that lag. Because I know you guys can't see the quality that it's StreamYard. StreamYard's garbage, and they charge people for garbage. And I finally figured out how to set OBS up to where I could put comments on the screen. Wait, hold up. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Good. Miss G, get a hold of me, honey. I don't want that in chat, but I would like to know when you're going, and I can map it out for you, certain areas of interest. Since I know you have once you're there, it's different. It's different than looking at it on Google Earth. That's why I am really happy for the people that shot footage of all around Prosser. So it gives you more of an idea of the slopes and angles and a lot of things. People hiding in bushes and shit. I don't know. We're going to find out. We're going to find out here tonight. Yeah, I know, Susan. Makes me nauseous. And the shit he's putting out there, look, let's just go ahead and address that while we're looking for people looking at things. That man straight up off his motherfucking rocker. Anything that he says about me it literally makes me shake my head at that man. Okay? When Jeff first came to YouTube, I thought I would support him by donating money to somebody that I thought was going to drop information on Kylie Rodney. Since he's been saying he's going to drop information on Kylie Rodney, he just keeps dropping more and more drama to distract and deter away from the fact that he's not doing anything that he originally stated he was doing. None of it. None of it. And now he thinks the stuff that he's putting out about Jared and all this shit he's talking, I literally only made it through maybe the first quarter to third of the way of that video when I just shut it off. And all I could do was shake my head at him for the fact that, one, he thinks I know Jared. 2, he thinks I know. I don't even think that's really her name or her picture, that I know Squirrel Girl. I haven't spoken to Squirrel Girl since probably January. I don't know that lady. All I know is when I saw a channel that was doing good things for Kylie Rodney, I supported that and I played her shit, just like I used to do Jeff, because I thought he was actually going to do something. But he still ain't done nothing. All he keeps doing is talking shit and talking smack and putting people's names out there. Buddy, my name's already out there. I ain't worried about it. If you want to, email me, Jeff. I'll give you my phone number personally, and you can turn it into RCMP. Tell him, give me a call. Tell him I'd like to have a chat with him too. Because the fact that you're putting my name out there, and I don't even know these people, I think Jared is a fucking sick fuck. I'm allowed to support 2 gentlemen that documented a search on a car, no matter what transpired or any of those things, or the information they are and aren't giving up. Just like the rest of the Kylie Rodney case, you cannot force information to come out of people that aren't willing to speak. I don't even think Jeff knows the depth of the actual corrupt people involved in the Kylie Rodney case to understand that, like, these people that are making information not be available are the problem. The people that are living in fear or worried about things being dangled over their heads, like, it's weird to me. And the fact that he's attacking people for drama on his channel, I can't even watch him. Like, I can't support him. I can't support anything that man is doing for Kylie Rodney, as he says. Like, what is he really doing for Kylie Rodney? Because I haven't seen it yet. Have not seen it yet. I don't ever see him doing a live and actually sitting and, I don't know, putting information out about Kylie Rodney or anything that is actual information. Like, he lies and says that he has her car. Like, I know Squirrel Girl doesn't, like, I don't see how it would be possible for her to have Kylie's car. But at the same time, the fact that he's putting information out there, that he has pictures of her car, like, he's doing all of these things when it's not real information. Like, it's terrible, the information that he's putting out there. And I'm glad that he's using my name that's already out there. I have nothing to hide, nothing to be ashamed of, nothing I'm worried about. He call me a crackhead? You can call me that, Jeff. I am a recovering addict. I'm good to go, buddy. I worry about my mental health and my own struggles. You should probably worry about yourself. Because the shit that you're doing is going to get you in a whole heap of legal troubles. Anybody that watches your last video, and I see how many views it's getting, I'm going to laugh when somebody like Ryan Upchurch claps back and, like, buddy, I don't know why you're saying my name. Like, you're literally using people's names to get views on your channel on content you're not even producing anything on. Like, and now the last video that I saw, and I ain't going to go watch anymore, same with Megan Cole. Like, I don't have to, people show me, give me little clips like, this is what he said. This is what she said. And every once in a while, I'll step away from my real life and what's important to me, and I'll give it a little play, and then I'll laugh and giggle about the shit that people just put on the internet because they think they can. But what they don't realize is, like, they sit here and say that they're calling RCMP and that they got hold of Truckee PD or they did these. No, the fuck you didn't. You know why you didn't? Because for what you're doing, it would get you in a lot of trouble. And that's why I don't believe y'all are calling anyway. I'll give you my phone number. I'll give you my address if you want to. Y'all people have already doxed me, already put my child at risk. But I promise you, you don't want to play around in these parts because this law enforcement around here will fuck you up. You will go to jail. I can't endorse, I can't support, I can't play videos from a channel that I don't agree with. And I hate that I have to keep addressing this. Jeff, you could say whatever you want to do about my name. But the second you start slandering me, or the second that you start putting my child at risk, we're going to have a problem. Keep making videos, keep doing what you're doing. Same with Megan, I be hearing some of the shit, Megan snapping and all kinds of crazy shit happen on YouTube streets. This is why I only put this type of information. This is why I focus on things that are important to me. Yeah, my son's important to me, but you better believe I'm not putting him out there. What up, Aura? You want to hop up on panel, honey? You're more than welcome to. I'm just looking at. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is. Like the angle. I hope Kevin sees this and sees like the angle that whoever is sending him information, like leave that man alone. Y'all send him some shit. But this is why it's so important for me to have videos and be able to go back and look at things and actually see it for what it is. So I would love for someone to leak the camera footage of that. I'm sorry if that video is the last known life that people are saying, because you're not showing us any party photos, you ain't showing us none of that, none of it, not a damn thing, not nobody. Look, Sammy Smith gave us a picture of like 30 kids standing there looking like they came fresh out the 90s. But if you actually look at it, there's like 3 or 4 kids in there that actually are like, that did go to the party. It's kind of weird. Anyway, these people have inserted so much fucking narrative and so much drama around Kylie Rodney, and literally like what I do and so many people that I actually fuck heavy with on YouTube still do for Kylie Rodney. Like, don't let people like Jeff making his list slow you down. Don't do it. Just let them keep talking shit. And when people realize like what that channel is really worth, they'll realize on their own. I'm not here to prove any more points other than the fact that we got missing and dead children problems, and I want to point at things. And I'm sorry, I ain't letting Kylie Rodney go because this little girl deserves justice. Justice looks different to everybody else. Justice to me is honoring the person that she truly was. Because I don't believe that she was some little drunk party lush that got in wrong with the wrong kids and drove herself into Prosser Lake with her 9-foot arms and legs from the back hatch of her car. I don't buy it. I don't. And if you want me to buy it, prove it. Or I'm going to just keep talking about all the weird shit that I see happening. Like little Miss Frickberg taking her. So she assessed this entire fucking dive. Then, after them trusting that she's going to go assess her remains in her car and get it out the water properly, like she helped desecrate Kylie's remains. Okay. I'm not buying that they botched this because they just didn't know what they were doing. Y'all have been part of what you're doing for like 10, 15, 20 years. You're retiring in from one county and going to another. Like, you done been known this shit. You know how to do search and rescue. Look, I watched you guys waste so many tax dollars with a helicopter the other day on a girl that I think, what she do, sprain her ankle or some shit like that, hurt her leg, and she couldn't get back up a mountain or something like that. And they literally went with a helicopter, hooked her ass up to a little fun swing and sucked her up in a helicopter and got her to a hospital where I think she literally damaged her leg. But you got her. You're not telling me your same technologies that didn't see Kylie Rodney doesn't, like, just prove the fact with the information that you have. Prove the fact, because you've already put it out there, that Kylie Rodney's car was not in Prosser Lake. And if it was, show the documentation that it was. Like, this is why we have laws. This is why we have FOIA requests to do these things, to put things to rest. Like, I understand that maybe some people in her family have moved on from this and don't want to talk about it, or could be living in fear, or whatever it is that they so choose to do. But I'm sorry. You asked for the world, not just California, not just the nation, but you asked for the globes, the earth, the entirety of everybody that was listening and would pay attention to Kylie Rodney. There are people that did and still do, because we see the discrepancies. We see the bullshit in her case. We hear the stories. We see the timeline. We see what you've released to us and what you've withheld from us as a whole. Let me read some more chat. I'm sorry. I just keep this playing. But yeah, that's she assessed the entirety of. She did the dive, and then she went in. Whose DNA did she wipe off that steering wheel? Like, why is she not being questioned for her job well done for Kylie Rodney? Like, they literally shit on Doug and Nick Wren for diving her car and recording what they saw. But these people right here on the shoreline, went in, flipped Kylie's car, and sloshed her poor remains around. Like, there could have been, why didn't you take, like, the approach that you took at this is wrong, okay? And then these same divers that you say just didn't know better, but they have all this experience in what they're doing, and watching, just watching it all as a whole and paying attention to certain things, like, it's fucked up. The more you look at it, the more fucked up it is. Get it, Miss G. That's what's up. Document it all, girl. Document it all. Document it all. Yeah, I wish I could go to Truckee right now, but I can't. I gotta focus on some things here before I make my way to Truckee. Don't worry, I'll be rolling up in them guts. I'll get up in there. Don't worry. I'm gonna roll up in that neck of the woods. What's that, Peg? And that's the thing, Susan, is she does. But I think, here's the thing, is if you're going to do something malicious, or something malicious happened at a party, the last thing you're going to do is tell the truth to somebody that you know is going to go run and tell it all over YouTube. I think in the beginning, the way that she was repeating Sammy's words, even though it's hearsay, like, she's literally repeating the things that Sammy says, but all Megan has done is solidified the fact that the things that Sammy Smith has said and done in the time frame of Kylie Rodney going missing from a party to the following 2 weeks. Like, I'm sorry. And that's why I keep listening to it, because that aspect of when those people inserted themselves into Kylie Rodney's case, that's the only shit I care about. I ain't going to watch a Megan shit show of a circus right now. Like, I ain't going to watching that. I haven't watched Megan shit since December. I think I've watched literally 3 videos of Megan's, and they weren't the full things, because I can't. No. I've never in my life met somebody that demands people respect her and care about her mental health, all while the stuff that comes out of her mouth, I just can't. I'm sorry. I don't have to entertain that. The information that I got, if anybody's seen my community post, the information that Megan already put out there, it's not even the information that I got from Megan. It's the information that Megan couldn't help herself but to keep inserting herself into the narrative and putting the narrative out there, putting the information out there in the guys that she was helping. She's helping, all right. She a liaison for fucking Sammy Smith, for fuck's sakes. Okay? If you notice, a lot of these people get liaisons. It's kind of weird. And then you got weird ass fucking Zanime. She's just like an espionage agent. I don't fucking know. Doing recon and shit. I don't know. Like, these people and their parts, and then they go out like the fucking idiots that they are, and they go on YouTube and talk about this shit. And Megan can't help herself. Like, she still can't stop. As if she ain't put enough fuel on the fucking fire. As if she ain't, you know what I mean? Matter of fact, while we talking about that, I'm going to go ahead and play something. at the end of a video that I made that everybody was like, oh, I can't believe she did that too. I don't give a fuck. It sounds like truth. If somebody is bringing something to me and it looks like it matches, if it look like a duck, or walk like a duck, talk like a duck, quack, quack, bitch. That's why I'm here. And if you don't like it, just the same as people put shit out there for me to see my own behavior, I'll adjust accordingly. It's just some people just stay stagnant in the shit that they're doing. And Megan Cole's one of them. Like, if she really wanted her life to improve, if she really, 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 truly wanted people to leave her alone, she'd get the fuck up off YouTube. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's helping distract people from the Kylie Rodney case. If you want to not talk about Kylie Rodney and you want to go to a free shit show circus, go to Meg's. I think it's funny when people clip her shit. Hilarious as fuck. Because some of the shit she says is grotesque. Absolutely grotesque. If you want to talk about me, go ahead, bitch. Please do. I'm going to listen to people keep clipping it too, because I ain't coming to give you a view. I don't have to engage in it. I say what I want on my channel. That's as far as I'm engaging in it. I ain't going to your channel. I ain't watching your shit. I don't know. I'll go to Miss G's. I'll go to Ninjas. I'll go visit people that put out the good part of the content, you know? All right. So, oh, I don't need this. I need this. So at the end of this video, I want to play something from this. Oh, oop. That's the right spot. Oop. 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 Not this whole thing, but if you guys want to go view it, I try to put as much information that I'm given in my videos. Ninja is funny as hell. If y'all ain't subscribed to Ninja Chihuahua True Crime, go check her shit out. I will drop links here in a few.
But it's just because Shanda's here and involved and some other motherfuckers know what the fuck's going down.
Did you read what Squirrels wrote?
Y'all know, like, people that come in my chat, they're fully aware of what has gone down in the Kylie Rodney case, the Trinity Backus case. Like, people pay attention to true crime for a reason. They pay attention to the corruption and the wrong that's happening in their communities and in their own country. Like, there's nothing wrong with speaking. If you see something, say something. That's all it takes. I don't care about the shit people making up about me. Shit's hilarious.
Well, motherfucking know, because they all sit there making jokes about it. But it's just because Shanda's here and involved and some other motherfuckers.
Look, I love how what other channels are doing is somehow a reflection of me. No, it's not. I ain't telling them what to put on their channel. You are free to come to my channel and take whatever you want from it and spin it any which way you want on your channel. If I support your channel, yes, I will play your content. If I support what the message is, yes, I'm going to play it. It's as simple as that. I have so much information that I really don't have time. Like, I only have time once a week to sit down with YouTube other than Miss G at night. Because, dude, she be spitting out video after video after video. And sometimes I just put that little play all feature on and I'll let her go to town for like 2 hours telling me some shit. I laugh at her shit. She cracks me up. But, dude, she puts out some incredible stories, like what she's doing in her life. And, like, I follow with that. I fuck heavy with that. Like, I like knowing people in real time too, as well. Like, that's why I respect her channel. The shit that Ninja Chihuahua is putting out, the shit that Ara's been putting out. If this bitch don't stop deleting her lives, though, we gonna fight.
No, what the fuck's going down?
Did you read what Squirrels wrote?
Look, did you see what I did in this too? Look, it's all inclusive, y'all.
And some other motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, what the fuck's going down?
Look, there's Miss Honey Badger right there in the front. Look. Did you guys see what I did here? Look. Like, there's Kermit Crew. There's Miss Honey Badger. There's all my little score squads. What's up, y'all? Let's get it.
Shanda's here and involved and some other motherfuckers know what the fuck's going down.
Did you read what Squirrels wrote? She wrote, I love a good fuck you and block. That's right. MC Megan Cole. She's a fucking character. I think Megan walked into a fire's den and she didn't realize it.
For real?
Well, you gotta remember, Megan has a relationship with Sammy Smith, so she's gonna defend Sammy. Look at what Divine did. She's a literal dumpster fire.
Look, and I forgot Divine was up in there too. Like, I forgot how many people, and it was just like, because we follow him. Like, I like what he has to say on the Kylie Rodney case. This motherfucker right here, I know I don't want to put too much out about him, but I know who he is, where he came from, what channel he came from, who he is, and many people that fuck with me know who he is too. And I'm sorry. I support the shit that he says. He is the true definition of somebody raging against the system and isn't afraid to point to corruption when he sees it. And I respect him for his opinion. I know he said some crazy ass shit about what he was going to do to me, but I'm still not scared. Like, I respect him enough to laugh at things he said, just the same as like Miss G. Like, I've had differences with people, but when it boils down to it, all I'm going to do is fuck with real ass people that want to talk about real ass topics. That's it. That's all I'm fucking with.
Has a relationship with Sammy Smith, so she's going to defend Sammy. Look at what Devon.
And I have mad respect for the bum. I really do.
She's a literal dumpster fire. See, everyone sees the same side of Megan, that Megan can't keep herself out of the situation, that keeps inserting herself into it. You know, it's just like, Jesus. It's like, girl, if you have nothing to do with it, why are you still involved in it?
I'm going to pause this right here for people that not see this, okay? If you are not aware of the drama triangle, you have a hero, you have a victim, and you have a villain. Some of these motherfuckers playing all of them. All of them. Playing all roles. Okay? You have the hero, which lives in a poor you, I'm sorry, I feel bad for you, wants to feel wanted and needed, wants to be valued because they're okay. That's the one layer of the central problem. The common core problem, okay? Then you have the victim that's poor me. My dreams are undetermined and denied. They feel powerless. They need pats on the head. They need constant affirmation. Like, they need their egos. Like that's the victim. That's the one you don't want to play. That's never. If you want to live a happy life, that's not the card you want to go. Okay. Then there's the villain. Sometimes, look, I'll be that person. I don't give a fuck. I will put people on blast. I don't care how it affects people that, look, I don't normally just go after people to go after people. If I see something, I'm going to say something. If you do something to me, I'm going to clap back. Usually I just let it go though. Okay. Then you have the villain. They're the problem. They're the ones that are causing the trouble. They dominate other and they tear people down. Like, so if you look at Megan's mind state, she thinks the problem is all of these people that are squirrels or whatever the fuck we're being called. Like, I literally make punnies off of the shit that they say. And that's how I have like our little sayings that we have. That's why I call parts of the Discord what I do, because it's funny to me, the shit that they make up. But Megan sees us as the problem rather than the problem being the missing kids, the death of Kylie Rodney, because she's too busy playing her own victim while being the villain at the same time, while thinking she's being a hero here by protecting the kids. Like, she's the whole drama triangle. She's the whole shit show circus. You know, and people just surround like it's a concert. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Anyway.
Because every time you try to talk to her,
they stay distracted. And I feel bad for people that stay distracted. It sucks for them.
No, what do you think about Kylie? This and that. Well, I don't know Kylie. Well, I didn't really talk to. It's like, well, why the fuck are you even involved in trying to figure out what happened when it doesn't seem like you even give two shits what happened to Kylie? That's my problem with Megan. She enters herself into the situation, you know, when people are trying to figure out and trying to help out Kylie, when she doesn't seem to give a fuck about Kylie. If you ask Megan anything about Kylie or this or that, her answer is always, I don't. Well, there's something else. I'm starting to really think that there's a second side to this whole situation. There's two sides to everything. I think that this is only one side of it. I think that there's another side to the whole thing. My question is, was it over money? Boom.
Yeah.
She was having a fun time at a party, just being a teenager.
Okay. So I've also, y'all been saying, I need a live. Where you been? Here I am. Look, I'm going as long as I can until I get tired enough that I just want to chill out and play some Call of Duty. But for now, I'm here. I'm present. And we getting the shit. Larissa, you want to come up on panel, girl? You're more than welcome to. I could drop you a link. Let me know. But what I've been doing is, Zav girl, I have to hand it to her. She went out there and she put as much information on the Kylie Rodney case, even if her opinion is different than what it really is. she literally still put the information out there. She documented it very well as a YouTube journalist or whatever you were, you know, a sleuth or whatever you want to call her. You know what I mean? Like, she really documented the stuff well. So what I've been doing is going back in the information that she's put out there. Instead of people watching like even my 8-hour lives, I'm going to start clipping things, not to fit a narrative. It's just specific sentences that have been said, or certain stories that have been told, or screenshots that have been given, or any aspect of Kylie Rodney's case. Like, I want to start and keep it put out there on the internet. Like, I want to keep reinserting it back into Kylie's truth, Kylie's justice. I'm sorry. I know, lives. But, like, the thing of it is like, I don't know if you all get notifications for my videos, but I do put out, like, a video once a week, something like that. I try to at least put out a short or a video or whatever, so. Ara was just in here. She was just here. I don't know if Ara's still here. Oh, you want that link? I'm sorry, babe. Yeah, anybody wants to hop up here? Miss G, if you want to hop up here. Larissa, you want to hop up here? Anybody wants to hop up here? As long as I know you, you can hop up here. I'll chit chat. I'm down with that. Come on up. So, back to Zab's videos. Like, she has put a lot of information out there, and it saddens me. And I'm not saying people like her sold out, because she didn't. Like, I see what she's doing. I respect what she's doing. She's moving on to as many cases that, you know, keeps people occupied. It keeps her occupied. Like, she has ADHD. Like, she hyper focuses with OCD. Like, cool for her. I respect her for the information she put out there for Kylie Rodney, even though some of it, and none of us are perfect. Some of us do put misinformation out there. Some of us have put in, like, what I want to do is go back and recorrect it and just reorganize it, pretty much. Put the proper information out there, I guess. I dropped the link. I think I did. Yeah, I did. I dropped it. Hold up. I'm reading. I'm getting there. I'm getting it, Britta. Hold on. Let me see. It's just the reason why I'm switching OBS is because reading the chat here is so hard on my eyes, reading a white screen. I don't know why StreamYard does not offer a dark mode. I can't force it into a dark mode, and I can't stand StreamYard. And the fact that, like, you can pay up to $20 to get fucking 720p. It's terrible. Oh, look, everybody's hopping up in here. Oh, we got Shelly up in here. We got Mama Slaughter. That's what's up. How you doing, girls?
What up?
What up, girl?
I missed ya.
I miss you too, baby. I felt so bad when you dropped that little nugget in Discord yesterday, and I wasn't like, I have not been around, and I'm so sorry. Like, I do feel bad.
I have hardly been. I've been so busy with the kids because school's out, so it's been hectic. Sleuthing and doing everything.
Yeah, girl, I've been sleuthing while I'm doing my shit. Like, I literally will put on like a Zab live or whatever, and like, because it's like 8 hours long, you know what I mean? And I'll sit and I'll be cleaning my house, hanging out with my kid, doing shit with my dog, you know what I mean? Listening to the shit and writing timestamps down for solid information.
Yeah, because I got some pretty interesting information.
Tell me, because I even went back on a live when you first went on Church's panel in the very jump of things, like, and I've even been re-listening to that, and like the facts that you were spitting then, and like where you are now, and the information that has, like, people keep saying you keep going over the same information. It's like, no, like, all we're trying to do is connect it all together, make it make sense. Like, it's sad that YouTubers are out here being like doing what we're doing, you know what I mean? It's not that we're solving a case or we're doing anything like that, but we're re-putting the information out there and keeping it out there in a sense that, like, it's literally piecing together. And I think that's why there's so many distractions out there, and people got to cause shit for you, and people got to cause shit for me, and people got to do drama, is to keep you distracted. It's what they do.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I agree. I was going to say something and now I'm forgetting what it was. Yeah,
I did talk about that nugget now, or you want to talk about it offline first and then?
I'm going to talk about it offline first because I'm still sleuthing it just to get the ties to everything, but it does have involvement.
Look, when you said it, I was like, girl, I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm worried.
It's scary. It is scary.
If you can, well, I mean, if it's based upon,
okay. It's based upon AWP's original video that they put out before they edited out the calls to the families.
Yeah.
To the family.
Yeah.
There's people that are being sleuthed by me right now and have connections, and it's really kind of crazy what I've been looking into because I got the little nugget sent to me.
Oh, I'm excited because
I know you're gonna trip out.
And the thing that is is just if you just focus on the fact of that piece, there's so many pieces that are missing out of the full thing,
right? Mm-hmm.
And like where I want to respect people like Jeff that are coming at it at a proper angle, like the way that he's going fully about it it's just there's so much yuck to what he's putting out there that if he would just stick to the Kylie information, he might be doing something, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But drama drives his channel, and I understand why people do the drama aspects of things. Like I'm trying to tackle our mission here while keeping people in check. Like, I'm not going to have people out there fucking saying I know people that I don't. I don't know who the fuck Jared Lasik is, other than the fact that he's got some incriminating shit on him all over fucking Reddit, that he has some allegations on him, that he's going through some court proceedings. Mm-hmm. He wasn't there when Kylie Rodney her car was being assessed by Nick and Doug. Like,
well, I will say this nuggie has to do with Doug.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So you're going to be shook because when I seen it and I heard it and I started looking into it, I was like, no freaking way this is real. Yeah. So we'll talk about it later. It's
and I just
kind of big.
I have concerns of why they withheld information, why the information is the way it is. Nick Giovanni, like, I've always just, there's something like, and I know like Lala, if she was in chat, she would, like, the fence that I sit on with Nick Giovanni and seeing what he's getting into these days and just paying attention to the key players that inserted themselves into this case is like, I don't know. It's concerning. It's real concerning.
It is definitely concerning.
And the tangle web that it just keeps unraveling, and when you see the connection, and it's just nuts to me, man.
Yeah, it's like the longer this case goes on, and the more that people re-listen and rewatch and look at stuff and look into things that they didn't catch in the beginning, it's like the more that things start coming out and more that things are getting connected. And I don't know.
It's like a game of dominoes is what it reminds me of. You know what I mean? But I'm literally over here stacking dominoes up so I can flick that bitch and you know, the empire must fall.
Yeah,
but like,
and you know,
they're
like
throwing so much misinformation and so much narrative and so much bullshit into the fucking boneyard that like it's really hard to be playing dominoes up in this bitch. Like, I don't like this piece of puzzles that we're putting together. Like, you could look at the angles and how many. And it's really not that many people involved, but it's the people of the people of the people they know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's why they have to pretend like they don't know each other. I'm not saying AWP because I didn't really dig too much on them. All I focused on was the fact of what they've said. Some of the stuff that has been said is eek.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Nick Tow Truck guy, and then you got the photo of Kylie. Like, look, nothing. You can't put nothing past me right now. Like,
it's just crazy. And like, what I've been thinking lately is just like, it doesn't matter how many times we go over the information. We can go over the old information a million times and find something new in it that we miss.
Once you find an actual fact or an actual piece of the puzzle.
And
like,
we're putting it out to the public in hopes that, I'm hoping, at least for me, and I speak for myself in this, that someone somewhere who can actually do something about it sees what we're putting together and sees what we're doing and helps. You know?
Yeah. And like, the closer we get to, you know what I mean, Kylie's 1 year date, the more like I'm trying to let people do the benefit of the doubt and actually bring the justice the way that it should come through the truth without having to force it. But like, I am prepared to get U.S. Marshals involved, as if they're not already have their eyes on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't think the right the right amount, not even the right amount of people, like, because we're reaching people. Like, more people are making videos, more people are talking about it. Like, you don't believe where I go and how much I put Kylie's name out there. I want people to ask questions because something ain't right with this case, and anybody that pays attention to it sees that shit. Ooh, let's try her again. Try to get her back here. What up, Shelly? You good now?
I'm here.
What up, girl? How you doing?
Stressed.
I'm trying to.
In Discord, I don't want to.
Crank kicks in the house. I can hardly hear you, honey.
That's why I'm going back to chat. I'm having trouble with.
Oh, you're having trouble? Okay, honey.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pay attention to chat while doing this. On the audio and the interview of Nick Tochuk, I think you need to compare the word bokeh and house. Yeah, Goslin. Yeah, Goslin. That is one thing. Like, what I'm trying to do is get the SS files all put together. And it's just trying to put it in a chronological order. Like, Sammy was a busy little girl. She sure the fuck was. And I just don't think her efforts were for Kylie. I think it was efforts to protect her own ass.
Oh, yeah.
It's the way that I see it. But, like, the thing that is Sammy isn't only protecting her own ass. She's protecting somebody else's. Like, Sammy knows somebody else knows something more. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, I think a lot of.
And I want to know who that name is that she would take to jail, or the names she would take to jail, you know? Because I'm sorry, innocent people don't make statements like that. Right? Somebody that's not suspicious or doesn't know something would not say something jokingly in front of the FBI, thinking that the media is not recording your ass, say something like, and giggling about it, laughing, having fun about it, and your friend's literally been missing, what, 7 days now, if that?
Oh,
and you're talking about joking around saying you take people's names to jail? No, bitch, I think it's because I think you would.
Yeah, I think it was more of a...
And it's not even that. I think she's so cocky, she don't think she's ever going to get caught in her shit. And then you got liaisons like Megan out there putting this shit out. Like, and the thing of it is, and I don't even want to bring Megan's kids into it because it ain't even about Megan's kids. Like, I don't even think that Megan's daughter hangs out with Sammy as much as she used to either. I'd be looking at that bitch all kinds of sideways. I'd be worried about, am I next?
Yeah, I wouldn't let my daughter hang out with any of them. None of my daughters.
And I'm not saying that Sammy Smith is out here killing people or committing cold-blooded murder, but she knows something. She was involved in something, and she helped. I'm sorry, she helped the narrative sway the way that it did. She wasn't worried about Kylie Rodney.
No.
Right. She was worried about her damn self. This whole entire time. It's all about Sammy. Sammy's future. Sammy's this. Sammy don't like her. Sammy this. Like, everybody's like, if you go back to the beginning, you will see various people that are actually have known Kylie for years and years and years will tell you Samantha Smith and Kylie Rodney were not even really friends.
Oh, yeah. And just like
numerous people have said that.
Girls that age follow each other on social.
Like, Sammy's sitting here claiming that they were inseparable, or that, you know what I mean, they only split off for mere moments. Like,
absolutely not.
Same cup and shit. And all these people that were there and witnessing it said they were hardly there together. Even Jagger says he has a video of supposedly Kylie that night. Wow. And he says Sammy wasn't there. So, Sammy, when did your DNA get on the steering wheel? Like, who? Like, something's weird here. Like, the fact of what Frickberg wiped off of that steering wheel should raise enough question to any investigating agent of why that woman, having that many years, went and turned the steering wheel with her bare fucking hands
I agree. I saw that and I thought, what is she doing? She's supposed to have gloves on.
Yes.
And they should have done the protocol and wrapped it like that would have kept more in there, but then also the stuff we feel was playing it after the fact. I mean, it was too clean.
It's almost like they purposely didn't treat it like a crime scene so you wouldn't look at it like a crime scene. I'm sorry. I'm just going to start saying shit that I think.
If they didn't want people looking into it, they shouldn't have blasted it.
And that's the thing is like they still have people out there still trying to get us to not pay attention to it. And like the closer we get and the more we start talking about these key players that inserted themselves and was like, yeah, I'll talk the shit on this case. And then you got the weird people that came out of the woodwork and then stayed in the woodwork and then were like, oh, just leave me alone. Then why did you speak up on it? Did you not think that you weren't going to get recognition? This was a fucking national, global fucking case. And you're calling in on YouTube channels. Can't get enough of it.
And then her little...
The fuck did you think was going to happen? Oh, that we were just going to forget about it. That's right. That's the narrative that you wanted.
Yeah, and her posts were ridiculous with the Coors Light, the moonlight at Boca or wherever she was.
When it comes to Kylie Rodney's case, if you put any information out there about Kylie Rodney, yes, I'm going back through it all because anything that I'm missing off of my data already, I'm collecting and I'm putting together in an order that you can't ignore. And I'm sorry. Yes, people can keep making threats on me, keep putting my name out there. Like, you put my son at risk, you're going to come into some really criminal problems then. Trust me.
I got the...
Yeah, keep making freaking impersonation accounts.
That's just what the shit people, honey, the shit people do on YouTube blows my absolute fucking mind. The depths and the lengths that they will go to be malicious little fucks because one, they either get their jollies off of it, two, they're either making money off of it, or three, because they're so narrow-minded and have such tunnel vision that they don't see the full picture of it all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I've had just this I've had just this past week like multiple direct messages on Instagram asking me if I made a new Instagram account, and I'm like, no, this is the only one I have. Come to find out, my actual Instagram account was blocked from that account, and they're trying to be me, and I'm like, what the heck? So I had to have people shut it down.
Fuck, dude, that's weird. Fuck.
Yeah, dude, it was
not
crazy.
Only that, like, people don't realize like you're literally impersonating somebody. That's against most internets. I mean, YouTube. YouTube, I've been looking at a lot of their terms and services, and like,
yeah, there are a lot.
Dude, you wouldn't believe how many people, if I really gave a fuck about ruining their channel, how many channels and what they do would not be like, I just don't care. Like, all I want people to do is, okay, if you're going to represent Kylie Rodney, represent the information. Try to make the information that is there, because we're not, like, there is some information. She's a minor. There's some information we're never going to get access to. However, anything that has been investigated on this, and this is why I think so many people are like, oh, just leave it alone. The information that is there, when they do close the case, is going to be the hard-hitting shit. And people don't want, the less you pay attention to it, the less eyes that are on it, the easier they can keep getting away with what they keep doing over and over and over again with so many cases. And it doesn't stop at just Kylie Rodney or Trinity Backus, or look what they did to poor Dante. You know what I mean? Dante De La Torre, that's terrible. Carly Guzzi, this girl's would be in her 20s now. She could be going to college. She could be doing shit. But nobody even knows where the fuck she's at. She's been missing 7 years.
Oh, I know. I've been looking, and I just can't believe how many people go missing from just...
And then the more you look at the same one area and the skeletons, it's like, no wonder they want us to stop talking about it. Damn, you guys are like literally there's so much happening in one region. And that's why, like, I stay focused on Nevada County and Placer County and things that are happening in that region. I focus on Reno. I focus on Las Vegas. I focus on big cities. I specifically pay attention to the trends in missing children.
That's what I was about to say. I wish we could get an accurate number of the ones missing through a certain time period and just get a percentage of how many of them it actually is that goes missing from that little triangle there in that area.
I saw Britt's comment on the peas in the stomach, and I know some people think that like that the autopsy that was done wasn't even on Kylie Rodney, and it's no wonder why people believe that shit, because look at the evidence that they've put out there. Look at the information that they allowed to be in the media. The rest was filtered, not only by law enforcement, but fucking these people that they're calling kids. The kids got this case. The community's got it. Like, it's filtered through these kids. It's filtered through liaisons and informant officers and all these things, and then it's corrected to what'll fit the narrative, and then given to law enforcement, and they help correct it, and like it just keeps moving up the chain. And by the time the chain of information is released, it's no wonder why they get away with these. I mean, look at their autopsies. That alone, I don't understand how it's not being investigated.
And the sad
autopsies.
Yeah, like the sad truth about it is that a lot of these kids that are going missing that are underage and actually kids are being labeled as runaways rather than missing children. And then you find their body deceased later on. And it's like, why were they never labeled as an actual missing person? Whether they ran away or not, they're still a missing minor child and need to be in their home. You know what I mean?
And the thing with Kylie's case is, like, I see why some people lean towards the whole abduction, trafficked. Like, for me personally, I don't think this is the case. I think something malicious happened to this child. And because she shed light on other topics that predominantly happen around there, and how do I explain? The players that help the trafficking of sorts, you know what I mean? Because it's various types of drug and people and all those things, you know. I think those same people want, like, say a accident turned tragedy cover up or whatever. Like, that's what they keep doing. It's just to keep it. Okay, so do you want to do the Truckee way tonight? I said I wanted to do the Truckee way. I think I want to hop over to that. Do you guys ever pay attention to the Truckee way? You've read it, honey?
I read it. Crazy.
And I keep telling people, like, if you want to understand why they sweep things under the rug, why they do this weird narrative steering the directive, and read the Truckee way. Read the Truckee way, and it explains so much. And that's why, like, it just sounds, and it does, it makes them sound like a cult, like they are governed within a weird society. I don't know. It's just, we're gonna go over
I felt the same way.
We'll go over it. Instead of listening to Sammy, like, we'll focus on, because like this alone, and how they like still have it on their website, and like they just out there keeping it all transparent with everybody. It's weird as hell. If you do like background information on how cities incorporate themselves, like the governments they can establish within their own community and the things that they do, it starts to make sense. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is a book I've been reading. Like, when I just lay back and lounge on my couch, I read a few pages and I'm like, what the fuck kind of mental mind control is this fucking book? But it's what it is. This is where we're at. So I'm going to turn my camera on for a split second, because the Truckee Way is written off of this book right here. Okay. This book is literally how to teach people to manipulate people to get them to do what you want. Whether you want to call it like MK Ultra, you want to call it, I don't know, I don't know what you want to call it. But this book right here, and you can get your hands on it. It is called Getting to Yes, Negotiating Agreement Without Giving In. And I understand, like, the way that the title was presented is that they're trying to present it as like lobbying people or working with politics to get them to change rules and regulations, like negotiating something positive, but it's really not. This is a book about what I feel is how you control the masses with certain things. Anyway, so if you want to know the background history of what book they based the Truckee Way on, you want to get this book, Getting to Yes. It is written, and the names are mentioned in this Truckee Way, by Roger Fisher, spelt like SF's last name, William Uri, which is also oddly has ties to Tahoe, and Bruce Patton. They are of the Harvard Negotiations Project. Go look that up too. Anyway, so we're going to move on to the Truckee Way. And I know some people don't like doing politics and all of these things, but this is kind of, it is a government political, it's weird. It just feels so culty. It really does. Anyway, we're going to read it. The Truckee Way, since incorporation, the town of Truckee staff and decision makers have embraced a set of operating principles known colloquially as the Truckee Way. Zoom this in so people can see this too. Oh, I'm zooming in the wrong fucking thing. My cat is getting beat up by my dog. It's all good. Okay. The following provides the essence of this philosophy. We will treat everyone and their point of view with respect, courtesy, and fairness. We will approach issues with creativity and innovation. We will conduct ourselves and the town's business according to the highest ethical standards. Depends on whose standards we're looking at here, right? Theirs. We will encourage the free exchange of ideas and information by open and honest communication, which is why they run all of their little Truckee weird, like they do. If you ever go to Tahoe Truckee Media, you'll see all the things that they do on Zoom meetings and stuff. It's there. We believe that non-adversarial dispute resolution results in the most effective community decision maker and employee involvement. Okay, decision maker and employee involvement in the town and its future. A set of core values shape the town's approach. Clear priorities. When the town incorporated, the citizens made it clear that their priorities included roads, snow removal, law enforcement, and land use planning and building. I know exactly, Peg. While the town's priorities have expanded over time to include services like bike paths, trails, solid waste, and transit support, establishing, like, if you go to Tahoe Truckee Media, you'll see what their clear priorities are, okay? Budgeting, waterworks, keeping the community provided for, okay? Cool. I don't see nothing. That's cool. That's good priorities to have, okay? No surprises. Everyone working for the town and making decisions is committed to a no surprise. Was Kylie Rodney was a surprise, huh? No surprises policy. Early warning of potential problems or upcoming issues is mandatory. So, let's just say a big surprise of an accident happened. And they were warned that night that something went down. That fits their no surprises rule. Community outreach, involvement, and transparency. The town views itself as part of a larger family, which makes up the community. I hate this fucking word, dude. It makes me nauseous every time I say it. When a community concern arises, the town believes its role is to reach out and actively engage all segments of the community in an open and transparent dialogue. Because they don't like surprises, y'all. Okay? The Truckee way relies on a consensus-seeking decision-making process modeled on the concept of interest, like ching-ching based negotiation, developed some years ago by the gentleman that helped write this book, Roger Fisher and William Ury of the Harvard Negotiations Project. They put it right there, plain as day for you to see. This is why I like freedom of knowledge. Go get you some. Interest-based policy negotiations rely on 6 fundamental. I don't know why they didn't just say value there, because it's money. Anyway, principles. Shit makes me sick. Here we go, y'all. This is the part that, you ready? Like, once it sinks in, I'm gonna let y'all sit with this. I think I'm gonna come back tomorrow and do a live, because I have a lot I want to talk about with Kylie Rodney, but we're just gonna end it with the Truckee way. I want you guys to let these 6 rules, 6 whatever. Like, if you pay attention to the behaviors of the people that inserted themselves into the narrative, and then you pay attention to what I just read and these 6 things, I see why so many people are like, I ain't even fucking with this case no more. This shit's fucked up. But here we are. Number 1, separate the people from the problem. Sounds like diversion. Oh no. It's called. Sounds like they're trying to, separate people from the problem. Okay. No personal attacks or assignment of blame. But here they were this entire time, blaming themselves for whatever, because whatever. I'm sorry, I gotta stand. My knees hurt. Fucking pacing. Okay. Y'all. Okay. Number 2, focus on the interests of those involved, not positions they may take. Okay. Focus on the interests of those involved, not the positions they may take. Okay. Focus on the money of the people that are involved in the community, not the positions in whatever they take. I don't know. Okay. The process looks for a wise outcome that tries to meet multiple interests. I wish I could make a $sign or something with my hand and fucking put it up. Oh my God. You ready? Number 3. I see why Ryan Upchurch likes words. I see it. 3, invent options for mutual gain. Many options will be considered to solve the problem or develop the policy. But they probably won't pay attention. It's probably their money's way or no way. Anyway, whatever sways them the best, whatever lines their pockets, I guess. I don't fucking know. There's all this talk of gain and, separating people from the problem is fucking weird. 4, and then you pay attention to all these people's, the way that nobody wanted to come forward. Everybody hush about it. You only tell it to certain people so we can help shit down a little bit more. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Number 4, use objective criteria to create and measure potential options and solutions. The Truckee way kind of making you nauseous now that you really paying attention to Kylie Rodney's case and then reading it, huh? Because I don't like it. The more I read it, the more that I pay attention to Kylie's case and just.
Yeah, the Truckee ways always made me nauseous when I.
Okay, here we go. Okay, when I read this sentence, my brain my brain automatically goes back to these community meetings. And you remember when Joe was trying to speak up and ask logical questions, what transpired, okay? Entrenched positions, inaccurate or misleading information, we're going to call it fake news, and simply the loudest voices will not be basis for decisions. But that's thinking. Yep. Number 5. First, listen carefully to understand. All I can picture is the way that Lindsay Rodney Neiman speaks, and some of these people talk there now. It makes sense.
For real.
I'm gonna read this whole sentence. Okay. First, listen carefully to understand, then speak to be understood. Listen actively, communicate openly and transparently. Let number 5 sink in.
Oh my god, this.
I start to understand why they talk like they do, why they act like they do, why they. I hate it, bro. The Truckee way. They need to make more fucking commercials about getting help from it.
They need to do something.
It's just the first like 5 words that is said. First, listen carefully to understand.
Right.
That is in itself like,
Look, I feel like this should be read to like some weird ass like vibe altering like meditation music to where it feels like it's warping your fucking reality, and then like the video of it to be like this warped illusion shit, because it does, and this shit makes you feel like crazy. You're on drugs, bro. Like,
I'm not gonna even lie.
Why
like
these people behave like they do.
Number 5 kind of like when you first read it, it's like
it sounds like they're reading it hugging from a tree. You know what I mean? They got a backup mic and they're hugging a tree while reading. It's weird as hell, right?
It's weird.
Like, I bet you look, Travel Taco. You should probably look, since you did the whole Lost Trail Lodge thing, you should probably read the Truckee way in your little condescending voice. It will sound perfect. It'll sound great. Number 6. Solutions are built upon establishing trust and working relationships between interested participants. And in the little brackets, it has, and sometimes opposing participants. Sometimes, but only sometimes. Sometimes we'll listen to you. But usually we make the solution come up with the people. Look, the words that they use in here. Okay, let's just go through number 1. Okay. Separate people from the problem. That's a big problem. That's how you divide and conquer. Anyway, okay, but you have to understand, negotiation project. What this is. They're forcing you to say yes. They're forcing you to follow their government. It's fucked up. Okay? You got words like interest, gain. Okay? I don't think this is the type of trust that they're talking about. Maybe trust funds. Maybe the trust that I think this is profit for profit. This is why they sweep things under the rug. This is why the Truckee way exists. No, fuck the Truckee way, dude. Get away from it. Divorce it. Someone snoring? What's happening? All right. So I might as well. What time is it? 1 o'clock? No, I'm done. I'm cutting it. You got anything to say, Miss Thang? Miss Boo Thang?
No, not right. Not right now. I mean, I'll like I said, I'll talk to you guys offline first, because I think I want to get it double verified.
Well, you gonna be up a little bit? Because if you want me to, I could hop in B-Box for a little bit while I game.
Yes, madam. I'm gonna be
here
up.
so that I can. All right. We could do that then.
Good night,
We
y'all.
could definitely do that. I want to start, despite what people put out there about me, keep talking about me. Please do. Like, I really don't give a fuck no more. Y'all can say what you want about me. I'm going to keep talking about Kylie Rodney. I'm going to keep talking about the things that are important to me. I am, and I'm trying to figure out what my son's schedule is for summer, because I never know if he's going to be here for a week, if he's doing weekends, like how he wants to do it with co-parenting. Whatever he wants, like I make sure, like what my son wants for himself, like I try to
work with that.
Very important. You can't get that time back.
His development is important to me.
You've got to make that time because you can't get it back.
Absolutely. Like, eventually what I want to do is I want to make my channel a safe space enough that my son can come on here and on topics that this kid talks about some. Look, I kind of want him to do like some breaking news things, because like when he first wakes up in the morning, the shit that he's always like, Mom, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh my God, I got to go look it up. And then like I start looking into it. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is this world come to? Like, my son is very aware of his surroundings, what goes on in America's. Like, he sees the mental health issues, like, and I want to be able for him to freely come on here and speak on things should he want to. But at the same time, like, I try to just kind of touch on topics that are important to him without putting him out here, because I see how YouTube is. And it's terrible that this is how I have to protect my son, because there's things he feels are important and things that I think like we should be talking about. But
I agree.
Until I can ensure his safety and that people aren't going to be absolute shitbags, I'm not going to put my son on here. That's why you never see my son walking in the background or doing any of those things. Like,
no,
this is why what's that?
Your old videos is Adventure Time with him back in the day when he was younger.
Yeah,
I love them old videos.
And that's why I keep like a lot of my social medias like out of the eye of the public, because my son is on there. I will do everything to protect my son. Like my Instagram, because I decided to open it up to a few people surrounding casework stuff. And I do interact with people over there. Like, I've decided to take my son off of my Instagram. So that people, you know what I mean? So that people can add me on there. But people just do weird shit and sleuth weird ass things. Like, instead of them being out there and focusing on Kylie Rodney or Trinity Backus or the Cleveland missing or shit that's going on in their life, like, they're worried about what other YouTubers are doing. And it's weird as fuck to me. It's weird as fuck.
I agree.
Yeah, I'll say one thing. I'm definitely glad that I took the pictures and the videos of my kid down before somebody decided to impersonate me online, because they probably would have snatched that and used my kids on
another thing that I want to address is, like, everybody's trying to blame squirrels for everything. But what people don't realize is all the information Squirrels has is because other people brought that to me. I didn't dig on any of Megan's family or any of the wolf pack or any of those things. Like, literally, these people that go and lay with them right now are the ones that brought that information to my Discord. And a lot of it I didn't even know was there, because there's so much always going on in Discord. I can't pay attention to everything. And now that I see all
right,
the
I know,
I'm
learning.
put there, it's like, holy fuck, man. And it's no wonder why they had to hurry up, like, when everything went down. When, yes, one left the private sector of the Discord, but the public sector is when I started kicking people out that were just bringing drama and doing dumb shit and not doing anything worth Kylie, any justice for her. You know what I mean? Like, they're worried about what other people are doing and what other channels are doing and what lives they're living. And it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck about these people. The people I care about are the people in my Discord, the people that are in my life, and the people that come into my chat and that are respectful, you know?
I've been with Squirrel on Fire since back in damn August, September, since I found you.
Like, I just don't understand what people's problem is with me. And I'm not here to try to understand what your problem is. That's your problem.
All right. People, you know, They can all have their own issues, but we're adults. And
my problem and my mission is a very unselfish thing. I worry about kids. I worry about other people. I care. But I also have to not give a fuck about malicious people. You know what I mean? If you don't insert yourself, if you're not out here doing malicious things, then you have nothing to hide. But people out here on YouTube doing some weird ass shit, making all these fucking fake accounts, and then they're like, but you're doing, and it's like, no, bro, I don't have time for one account, let alone the 5 that you have or the 10 that you have, or subscribing to yourself, or you know what I mean? Like, it's weird how they do like sub for sub shit. And like that shit's against TOS to do sub for sub. Like, shit's weird as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie. I seen my impersonation account, and I fucking laughed so hard because they don't realize that the X in slaughter is to replace the A, and they spelt it SLXAUGHTR, and I'm like, what the heck? First of all, I don't use dots. I use underscores and everything. Second of all, you spelt it completely wrong, and they got my TikTok completely wrong. They tried to
thing
put
of it is like the fact that they even go to the lengths of making fake accounts. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you that makes you think that that's even normal behavior?
Must
and
be
then the
something
fact
in the
that
water.
these weird ass people that do this weird ass shit are like they're doing it, and it's like, no, motherfucker, stop projecting, please.
I'm gonna have to go back to Mama Slaughter, Larissa, make sure I got you on the right, because I know it puts the X in your name when
People
I
are
tag
weird as
you.
fuck. People are really weird on YouTube. Like, I know the people that I can trust. I pay attention to a lot of different people I'm subscribed to. Like, I follow a lot of channels. I did not realize I'm subscribed to like 1,300 channels.
Oh, I know. My husband's like, good God, no wonder why. And I'm like, well, you know.
But it's like a plethora of things, from science to real world events to crime stuff to art stuff to music. Like,
well, most of mine was music, and then when Kylie hit, I really started following the true crime YouTube, which I watched. But then Kylie hit, and that case hit me because she's just a little younger than my youngest, and you know, I was just like, what the fuck? Because I'm telling you, I talked to our law enforcement and our people. That shit that the teenagers involved with would have never went on, and they're all like, man, that is complete correct.
Honey, I have never in my life, in casework that I've seen, ever see law enforcement be like, yeah, let the kids all gather the information and bring it to us. Like, it's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. Instead of them having mayors and spokespersons speaking, like they literally have the last girl that allegedly, which I don't buy it, spoke to Kylie Rodney. It almost feels like they hired a whole bunch of crisis actors to insert a whole bunch of bullshit so you don't focus on the real story, is what it looks like to me.
Was Kylie even, you know, there? Did she go missing earlier? We don't know. There's no proof of her before then. I mean, you know, she at the party and close, they say this and that, but really, from what I've seen, she didn't, the beginning of August, and there weren't any posts or anything that I could find other than others making posts after she went missing, and I'm like, she ain't following. My daughters got on there, and they're like, well, they ain't even following it. They ain't friends. They might be acquaintances that run into each other at parties and say hi, or you know, something like that. But no, but they would have even made sure if it was someone like that and they were truly messed up like that, they wouldn't have left her behind. Especially if it was
and the thing that is, okay, with Sammy Smith, I have approached it at so many different angles of possibilities. Like, I thought even maybe at one point, like, they saw her as a girl that was in the drama class and could perform well, that didn't know Kylie, but could have possibly have inserted herself to steer a narrative that they needed to be steered. And in return, they gave her immunity to perform. But I don't believe that's the case. Like, when you actually look at the timeline, you look at the main handful of individuals that were last around Kylie Rodney, the lack of information of that little time frame. But when you look at simple things like her location of her phone literally turning off at 12:03, I don't see Kylie Rodney being the type of child, hearing her mom say how often she kept up with her mom, tabs where she was at, what, you know what I mean? Like, things that were going on. Like, I just don't see Kylie Rodney as a type of person that would turn her location off on her phone to stay at a party a little bit longer. See what I'm saying?
These camped out there before, and it's a common
like,
thing.
Maybe these assholes that do malicious things, that's the type of things they do, is, you know what I mean, not listen to their parents and act out and turn their shit off. I just don't think Kylie Rodney was that type of kid.
My generation, we wouldn't have used these devices like they do because we wouldn't have wanted to have a trail of our misgrievances when we were young and stupid stuff we did. You know, we were lucky if we had a Polaroid to document it. We had the memories, and that was, you know.
Oh, wow. See, I grew up in an era where, like, I mean, technology was just hitting, and
well,
like,
I got my
about everything in my life is documented, like, with my parents, like, childhood pictures, stuff like that, so.
Yeah. Oh, well.
And I've always been avid on documenting things, keeping memories in a physical form, because your memory can change, you know what I mean? Like, and the fact that people get Alzheimer's and can forget things, like, I don't know. There's a lot of reasons why I keep the documentation of
me as well.
My history, I guess.
I get everything. I can remember things, but I get the time.
It's weird to me the way that they documented Kylie's case. And there's actually people out there claiming that I'm desecrating on her because I'm trying to find what the truth of what really happened to her. Because I'm sorry, the people that are painting Kylie as a lush and somebody that would be so, what's the word, careless, when really it's the last people that were hanging out with her were the people that were being careless and not caring about their surroundings and their friend and what was going on. Like, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Plus, if you remember in the beginning, they said she would never, ever do the drinking and driving, and she was responsible. And
yeah, and that's exactly what I'm saying, honey. Like,
they changed that shit so fast, my head's spinning.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying, like, when you look at the Truckee way, and then you look at the narrative of what went on with Kylie's case, like, it's fucked up how much sense it makes. It's really fucked up.
Is.
And then it makes you raise your eyebrows to, I mean, just how deep does the web of bullshit go? Because when you look at these autopsies, when you look at the death of these people, the things that are being covered up, I'm sorry that it shows so many other skeletons of what's going on and passing through and the corruption and all of those things. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to shed some light and justice and honoring Kylie's very, very short life. I'm sorry. 16 years old. That's young. That's young. There's no excuse for that.
I know. I worked at a funeral home cleaning it, and I was around, and I know what they do in autopsies. I've seen the room. I know what goes on, and I mean, the things I've seen.
In my opinion, the people that are desecrating on Kylie Rodney are the ones not telling the truth, that aren't coming forward.
I agree 100%.
The ones that are responsible for the way that her remains were extracted from the water, like the ones that actually did the investigation and came up with accidental drowning with no water in her lungs.
My oldest works at two major...
The search and rescue efforts. That's another. What's that, honey?
And one in an ER, and she even went to the doctors and talked to them, and they said even with a dry drowning, it wouldn't work that way. There's no way.
No, and then okay, so like, and I know like the autopsy has people's heads spinning in all different directions, like between trafficking and that it's not really her body, but like if you look at it as something happened to a child at a party and they're trying to figure out what the fuck they're gonna do to make it look like an accident, literally. And that's why you have that 1.5 week time frame of just absolute buffoonery. Like, what the fuck were those press conferences? What was all this shit that they were to fake news? Like, what the fuck kind of distraction was that from what really happened to Kylie Rodney? Like, it's a whole bunch of craziness. And it's no wonder why it feels like a psyop. Puppy girl.
It feels like that and like money grab.
So much. Come here.
I mean, I just feel like it's a money grab. Is that Nova?
Who's the baby? What do you mean?
Is that Nova? That Nova.
What do you need? Look, my animals are hurting me. My cat dropped an axe on my leg the other day. Don't ask me. But this dog is always hurting me. Look. They're beating me up. They're abusing me.
Well, you know.
No, they're not. I love my animals.
Yeah.
It's my own fault for putting the axe where I did. Calm down, bro. Crackhead.
I don't know if you can see him or not. I was trying to turn the camera.
Ninja. Look, I still can't believe people thought that I was her. It's a compliment. Ow.
Oh,
you right, ho?
It confused the crap out of me.
It's weird as hell. And that's why I told her, I was talking to her the other day, and I said, look, you should just hop in on one of my lives so that both of our voices are going at the same time. But then I thought about it. You know what I mean? And like, these people make up such fucking stories just to distract, and they call it entertainment. Like, they'd have come up with some shit like, oh, she just called somebody in another country and had her get up on, and like making up all this weird ass, like, go write a book with that type of fucking imagination.
Well,
go write a story.
The last time
it ain't entertainment to me. Wait, what are we buying? What are we buying? Hold on, I gotta catch up on chat. Let me do this over here, actually.
Now they realize
this dog's tearing up my whole ass. Shit. What are you
Someone
doing,
was
bitch? I love you.
Telling them that wasn't you, and they finally realize and are acting like they accept that's not you now.
Stop it!
I was like, well,
starting to act like an asshole.
Okay, she don't act like her. That's not her. You've always been pretty good about who you are. I mean, how many other people show their face all the time? Not me.
I mean, I'm not afraid to put my face on here. It's just a lot of times I just turn it off because I want to look at myself. I would rather look at an icon, and it takes less off my computer if I'm not using my video. But no, I ain't afraid to put my face out there.
Well,
take a picture.
I look old compared to all of y'all, so I am older than y'all.
Go roll a ball down here. Hi, puppy. You picture my cat chopping wood? No, man, that bitch was trying to fucking chop my leg off. Thank fuck the axe hit my leg at like a flat angle, but it left like where the I don't even know what the fuck. The angle that it hit me at, it left 2 different bruises each end of the axe. Thank fuck it didn't cut my leg off. I hit myself with an axe once on accident.
I'm trying to see my boy. Can you see him?
Oh, I love all her wigs. Dude, that weather that rolled through here was some fucked up shit, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dude, like mid-conversation, that shit started waking me up. Why is my dog pulling on my damn blanket, though, bro? Get the fuck out of here. Crackheaded bitch. I love her. What? I see. What do you want me to do? Throw it? Okay, go get it.
Well, Shane, I'm going to get off here. My daughter came in out of town.
Shane getting snow with you. All right, babe. Thank you for hopping up here.
But
thank you for hopping up here. Larissa, you still here, girl?
I'm here.
You want to discuss anything else?
No, I just
yeah,
and that's a lot of the same subs, but I was just gonna say, like, just be patient. I'm working on something very
but that's the thing, is
very detailed.
Your
very
loyal
important.
fans and the people that know the information that you put out there, like, they'll wait for that, Larissa. Like, anybody that supports you is gonna stay, regardless if you're putting shit out every day or once a week. At least you're still talking on these matters. At least you're still being a voice. At least you're still doing your due diligence. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely still sleeping in the background. That's one thing for sure I'm doing.
I couldn't imagine wasting my time doing petty ass things. Like, I don't know. My purpose in life is important. You know what I mean? Life is short, and I want to do my shit. I don't care what anybody has to say about me. Keep on talking. But I will clarify things when you take it too far. I'm trying to read, man. I don't got my glasses. Ooh, I got my glasses.
I know the chat too.
Let's see if I can do all three of these things. Oh my god. Oh my god, I can see. Y'all can see. Oh no. All right, now I can read the chat. Holy shit. Look, I see birds, y'all. Oh my god. Yeah, she was amazing. Like, and that's the thing, is like, I'm just trying to do Kylie a solid. You know what I mean? I'm sorry that it doesn't go with what other people want me to do for them or whatever they're expecting of me. No. The only person that matters to me in Truckee is Kylie Rodney. And her truth. What really happened to her. Oh my. All right. For me, if all I had to go on was a Sammy Smith interview, I would think something sinister happened. Look, okay. So I want to say something. Like, if you came into the Kylie Rodney story in the very beginning, like, the shit was crazy enough. Could you imagine being somebody like Megan Cole and you being a first visitor to her lives and the shit she does and says?
Oh gosh. I don't know what I would do if I popped in. If I was just a random viewer and I popped in and she was like running somebody through the mud, I don't know what the heck I would do.
To be honest, like, because I don't watch her content enough to know what type of loose cannon she is today. When I do go in there, it's kind of like, you know, when you leave something alone, you kind of go back in with like fresh eyes and fresh ears, and like coming into it as somebody that's not, you know what I mean, in it for any purpose, really. Like, everything she said about Kylie Rodney, it's already out there. Like, there's nothing to clarify. There's nothing to ask her. Anything that comes from her is hearsay. And at this point, it's a driven narrative. There's no questions to ask Megan Cole. She ain't going to tell the truth for Kylie. She's already made that. She made that point months ago. There ain't nothing she can answer that is going to have any type of substance to it. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. This bitch out here, like, the shit she says, like, if that was my child, I would be embarrassed. 2, if that was my parent, I would be embarrassed. For her, I feel embarrassment because she just can't stop. And it's because her friends egg her on to continue to do this stuff on YouTube when they could be friends to her and be like, Megan, we could take this private stuff to Discord. And if she doesn't agree to, like, want to do certain things that should be done in private, like, I couldn't imagine doing all that. That's why I can't visit her shit. Like, her life is too much for me. I ain't doing all that.
I haven't even been on YouTube really. Like, I've just been focusing so much because, you know, my son's out of school now and we're trying to plan vacations and stuff for the summer so that way he has a blast. And like, I just haven't had time. Like, I haven't had time to check up on channels and stuff like that. So
I think she need to go outside. I don't know if Cece's okay. The last time I spoke to her, I left her with kindness. She left me with kindness. I don't try to reach out to her because she doesn't have many people that she feels she could trust, and I can understand why. And I respect her for what she still puts out there. Stop biting me, bro. But I can't answer that. I don't know. I assume she's doing well. I'm sure she's just trying to focus on her life and putting important stuff out there, all while trying to keep, you know what I mean, like people from prying on her fucking life and causing chaos. Like, look what these people. If you look at the Kylie Rodney case, okay, and you actually look at the people that have done good for Kylie's case and what other people are doing to sway people into a whole nother realm of fuckery, like, y'all, please stop doing this to yourself. I'm not saying I'm the all be all or Larissa's the all be all or any of these people that I follow is the all be all, but just be cautious of the content that you're consuming and what you're letting occupy your fucking time. Like, your mental health is super fucking important. Super important.
Right.
And just going and visiting, like when I do every once in a while, go and visit a certain thingy just to catch up and see if anything's changed. Like, they still stagnant, the same drama ass people lurking in these same chat rooms where all the same drama's happening, and they bounce around to all this drama. And then, like, every time someone kicks them out of, like, associating with them because you don't like their behaviors, then, like, you see them go to the same drama, to the same drama, to the same drama. Like, I don't care if people come here and talk shit or base their opinion or say what they want to say. But what I'm not going to do is interact with that. I can interact with it on my channel and cut it off at that. Some people don't like that I have boundaries, but I do. And I'm sorry for you. Yeah, and that's exactly what it is going crazy. It's they want to distract you. Look over here. Look at this crazy shit that's happening instead of focusing on Kylie Rodney. Stay focused on Kylie Rodney, y'all. There is a lot of information there. I can only imagine the information that's being withheld from us, who has access to it, who can get that information. You know what I mean? I have faith that justice will come for Kylie Rodney. And if certain people were smart, they would have done what, like, Sammy did in the very beginning. The best way to get away with something is to stop talking about it. The more you keep putting yourself out there and saying the fucking callous, dumbass shit that you are, the more you make yourself look suspect. It's weird as fuck. It's weird as fuck.
Yep. And to answer the Cece question, Cece's well. I talk to her frequently.
Good.
She is still putting out Kylie content just on different platforms.
Yep. And I see it all.
She is not doing YouTube, I don't think, any further.
Look, YouTube is a whole different creed and class of people. Yes. Yes.
It's a different
it is brutal. And people teeter-totter on the fine lines of censorship and opinion and slander and things that can actually, you know what I mean? And, like, that's why I kind of like Twitter a lot, because Twitter has no censorship. People just say how the fuck they feel, and they say how they feel, and that's, you could either look at it or keep on scrolling. And that's the same thing. The same type of foundation that Twitter has, I'm applying that kind of to my channel within the scope of following the terms of service. You know what I mean? Like, I know the rules and regulations. Oh my, I love when she's like, Mom.
I know.
You need to go potty outside. You need to go pee.
He's like, please take me out.
Please, I'm gonna piss on your floor. She won't, though. She's a good dog. You gotta go potty.
You're gonna get a bladder infection.
Is it time for me to get off here? What's that?
Start giving her. I said she's gonna get a bladder infection. Gonna have to start giving her cranberries.
Oh my god, she goes out so much, so much, dude. I got her trained. I just open my door. I hold a treat in my pocket, and she comes right back. Look, she takes her out self out. So cute. Sometimes when it's dark outside, nah, bitch, you go out there. Something's out there, eat it. Eat it. No, she comes right back. She does her business, comes right back. Yeah, I am taking my puppy out. I'm done here. I gotta take my dog out. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. I will hop back on here tomorrow and go at it for a few hours because there's stuff that I still want to present. But I want to address anything and everything that I want on my channel. Whatever I want to expose, talk about, discuss, it's my channel. If you don't like it, go make it on your own channel. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to watch it. How about that? That's how YouTube works, you know?
The words of wisdom. The YouTube words of wisdom.
Like, people out here literally think that I care so much about what other people are doing. No, I'm worried about what I'm doing. Nova got to go outside. We got to go. I love y'all. God bless. Have a great
Good
night.
night.
I'll hop in a B box here after I take her out. I'll be there. All right. I love y'all. Blessings. Justice for Kylie Rodney.